We are just going to begin without him then, yes?
Sure.
And then when he
Sounds
comes
good to
in,
me.
we'll pop him in.
Woo! Oh, yeah, I forgot I can't see anything. Stupid human eyes.
So I'll do a little bit of recap here. We had like the audio for some reason go out like right as you guys were making your way up through this tunnel and taking out this guy up here. So I'm gonna do a little of a recap of that as well. So yeah, after you guys found the two slaughtered horses making your way to Phandalin, and then a blood trail kind of going off of the way. Some of you were a little bit of quicker intuitive as far as survival goes and the tracking of that, and were easily able to find your way through the brush into the opening and the cave where noises and such were coming out of. At first, it just sounded like wolf howling and whining and the strange chitinous sound. After dealing with the previous goblin attack, you guys probably quickly surmised that it was a similar of make of monster. As you made it around the little river bend up here, past the little outcropping of trees, just before the opening of the cave, where all the sound was coming from, two goblins stood kind of I guess, shook or amazed about the size of the party that was approaching. And as they froze in their tracks, Beacon kind of came over and drops asleep on them, put him to sleep. And then Jurgen, thinking pretty quickly, just hoisted him over his shoulder and then dropped the one in the river. And as it floated away, he made his way with the other one up through the cave, eventually tossing it as hard as he could into the wall, breaking its neck upon impact. And as it hit the wolf coming down that was reaching for to grab the bean from Fortin, it hit the wolf, and the wolf kind of snapped and tore at the flesh and ruined it even further. And then eventually was calmed down, and Fortin was able to feed it the bean. At the same, or just after, yeah, Beacon had resurrected the one that Zabuza had slain. And it kind of had a weird effect where it spit out feathers and it wouldn't initially take to the healing. But it seems that you were able to overcome that, and the wolf was revived. You did, I think, have to leave it there, or no, you're over there. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of where the audio cut off, is when you guys got up here. So I still have everything like visual there. But what we didn't get was Fortin, Beacon, and Athena kind of piling up on the rubble in just beyond the entrance. And as they were digging their way through, they saw the opening inside, and it revealed a little bit of a gathering of some sort between goblinoid creatures, but also one of those spider-like small creatures was in there as well. And as Zabuza made his way up here and slaughtered the goblin at the top, which in return fell into the river and floated down, he landed on the kind of rickety, ropish bridge rather easily, and Darren came through underneath, having just taken an arrow from that very same goblin. And Jurgen came through with such a speed and ferocity that he shoulder rammed the goblin into the wall, causing it to kind of shatter its bones, and it's absolutely obliterated it upon entry. And then he kind of like ducked behind the stone stalagmite here as Darren ricocheted his glowing rock that one of the others made for him. And it's kind of like laying in the water. There is a little bit of noise here from the trickle. It's not quite as intense as this says it is, but it is a little bit of a noise pollution as far as like water is, but it's not like a full-on think. Yeah, and then these goblins that were up here that you had seen, Jurgen, that caused you to kind of duck behind that stalagmite, went into some kind of opening. You could see the stairs from where you were just before you ducked behind. You can still kind of make them out from where you are. but can't quite see into the room that they went into. You do see the light from the campfire that they have in there, shining very easily all the way down past the water, revealing where the trickling of the water is from. Beacon, Fortin, and Athena, you guys would be getting the opposing view just as the spider-like thing came in and kind of peeked its head in after you guys had broken through, and all the rubble kind of collapsed upon you, causing some of you quite a bit of damage. The spider thing kind of peeked in and then skittered its way out, and then this massive yellow-skinned, pointy-eared, very fuzzy face-looking goblinoid creature reached its head in and spoke in a kind of a broken common and ordered its subordinates to kill you. And that's where we cut off at last session. So if I go by the turn of the order from where we were, Zabuza had just ended his turn. I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh, yeah, it does it already. For all of you. Okay, so yeah, he just landed on that bridge, and we'll go to Athena. So Athena, you could see that thing kind of reach its head in, the spider-like creature with its glowing yellow eyes, and then it chittered its way out and skittered along, and then the massive goblinoid head kind of slobbering and drool and spittle flying all over, could only barely get its collarbones into the opening that you guys had created. After the rubble tumbled down, it just kind of screamed at you, "Raw, kill him!" And then it moved back out of the opening, revealing the light from the fire once more. But you have the floor. What would you like to do?
So I assume that like Athena is just like laying on these rocks with poor Beacon and Fortin.
Yeah,
And
Fortin is on top of you, kind of, and Beacon is just slightly under your arm. So none of you guys are like incapacitated in any such way that you couldn't get up right away, but you're all just kind of like in a heap.
Okay. When that hairy man yells at me, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, wait!"
You don't hear a reply. You just hear kind of like feet shuffling, scuffling.
He really does want to kill us. That's not very nice. I guess I will get up and help everybody else up if I can.
Okay. Yeah, if you spend your action to do it, you can easily get Beacon and Fortin to their feet, and they won't have to expend any movement or anything of that sort to move.
Yeah, I'll do that. It'll just be like an awkward bear hug situation where she just like picks them up and sits them down.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. So they are up. You only use a little bit of your movement to get up. I don't know how much you have now, but I reckon you still have about 20 feet being monk.
I'm just going to I'm gonna put my hands on my hips and kind of look at the hole, swish my tail, and then just like be like, we should probably do something about that. And that's about all I got.
So with that, as Athena is getting up, Darren, give me a perception check if you would, and you're right after what is about to go down.
A perception check coming right up. Is it at disadvantage because I can't see, or?
There might be a little bit of light from the, oh wait, no, that thing only has a 10-foot range.
Yeah, and he chucked it down, so yeah, it's definitely a disadvantage, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
These bad boys.
If we make it out of here,
5.
I'll be able to make you, night vision goggles.
Yeah, that's a 5.
All right, so don't think Jurgen is line of sight. So yeah, fortunately,
I can see the top of his head, or at least his token.
so I'm gonna make some rolls here. So I apologize for the delay. This guy's gonna need a check there. So all right, so where's your sheet, buddy? Not always roll advantage, please. Okay. So you rolled a 5. And they
Ooh.
rolled a 1 for their stealth, so I don't know why it showed it. I apologize. Yep. So you hear, Darren, from behind you, some light scuffling, like some very, very light footsteps on stone, and then you hear like a very familiar twang before you hear it.
I'm in danger. I don't know what to do with this information.
Get over here.
Coming! And I'm just going to just kind of saunter on over.
So, Darren, you would hear from behind you, in the direction that Zabuza is, that sound that came from there, and you hear like a metallic ting, and everybody else would probably hear it too as it ricochets through the cavern. Somewhere, probably be somewhere behind you around the bridge area of something that sounds like it ricocheted across the cavern. Meanwhile,
Let's get him.
go yet. Nice. Do that. Now.
Oh wait, was that Darren's turn?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if he was just telling me to go or.
Yeah, you can go. I'm just having these things move at the same time as you. So you were hearing that as you were moving. These things moving up upon Zabuza. They one hit him, and I'll check from his character sheet.
It's just kind of like huddled into like a little bit of a ball behind this stalactite.
Saves for this. Yeah, pass it. So. But you still take. So it's hit 3 piercing. Alright, so you hear Zabuza call out or cry out, "Yeah!" as something impacts the side. And then as something bangs off the cavern wall. So, Darren, I apologize if that was happening in the background of your turn. So you moved up behind Jurgen. You see a ruined goblin in the corner here, like just barely past the shadows from Jurgen, kind of ducked down behind a stalagmite and the light shining past. You can see a light from the cavern up here, just beyond the second stalagmite. There's like this stairs going up that look like they're made out of the natural stone, but there is a quite bright light coming from there. It looks like it's kind of flittering, like it's some kind of fire or heat source of that make. Hey, there's Bask. How you doing, buddy?
Well, I guess I'm not the best been, but I'm doing all right.
Suppose I could have went and collected my light, but too late. I can't really see anything, so I'm just gonna end here.
I was muted. I'm sorry. I think you can collect your light, or did you not have enough movement?
I went behind
Do you
Jurgen
have-
instead of
Do you have
collecting the
anything
light.
in your pack like a torch?
I
could light up?
do. I actually can light that up. I'm gonna do that because you're smart, and I didn't think of that.
Get the torch out.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, I have to be able to see within range to create bonfire, but I'll just light up a torch. 20-foot radius and an additional 20 feet. And that's me.
That's 40
Oh.
feet. That should be pretty good in a cave that's as cramped as this one.
There we go. Gave you
Question:
a torch there.
can I use it as a club?
You can. It just may not stay lit. It just depends on. I guess it just depends on the circumstances and how much fuel or whatever, how doused it is. But in theory, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to.
Cool. Just in case, because I do have to hold my shield.
So if
Dude, you
it
can
probably
hit-
would do fire damage.
You can hit anybody with anything.
Yeah.
I walked into a goblin and killed it.
Yeah, but I'm putting away my mace so I can hold my shield in one and use the torch in the others.
You got it.
Yep, that's me.
All right. So then we go to Fortin with Jurgen Stonetaker on deck. So Fortin, yeah, you were kind of like in a heap, and then Athena helped you and Beacon to your guys' feet. You just got yelled at by the yellow creature with the furry face. But the floor is yours. What do you want to do?
Well, shit, I wasn't expecting this. It's just gonna. Doesn't seem like there's much of an option, really. And I'm still a gnome, so very small.
You would be small enough to fit through the hole, although it may not be the grandest idea presently.
Would I be able to back out of the hole? Like, back the other way?
Yeah, absolutely. So this wolf seems rather friendly and timid. It's still, mending its wounds. The one Beacon healed is pretty fit. It just doesn't look like emotionally ready to deal with anything. It's kind of like cowering a little bit still, but physically it looks all right. But neither of those look like they'll pose any kind of obstacle.
Okay. Just gonna move around the wolf. And it's just, I think that's our cue to leave, guys.
I'll be fine.
And I'm gonna turn back my true form. It says, no longer needing to be small.
Okay. So you're using your action to switch to a different form?
Yeah.
What kind of form are you taking? Describe it for us.
You know what?
Oh, you're taking
note
the
of what all's within the goat. Taking note of what's all within the cave so far. I'm gonna turn into a goblin.
Okay. One of the ones you've seen recently, I imagine.
Yes.
That's smart.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn into the big yellow guy.
Oh, the big yellow guy you just saw.
Yes.
Interesting. I like it. Okay. You got it. So you shift into the big yellow guy. He's not any size higher category than you guys, so you're a little bit under like 7 foot. He's like 6'8", big towering muscular dude. You didn't get a look at his whole body, so you're kind of just going off of what you imagine he looked like as far as the rest of his body. But the face you got spot on. If you want, go ahead and give me let's see, do some kind of, let's do an investigation or an insight. Yeah, one of those two to see how well you got the rest of his body compared to your typical hobgoblin.
Okay, investigation. Am I rolling with advantage, disadvantage, or just normal roll?
Just a straight roll. Beacon's like,
Okay. Investigation.
perfectly fine. 18. So, yeah, you might have come across, hobgoblins, or not hobgoblins, bugbears is what he is. You might have come across these before, or seen them, or even heard about them. You have a general idea of what their bodies and styles typically look like. So from your memory and what have you, you're easily able to fashion your body to look what you would generally imagine your typical bugbear cave boss would look like. So you look pretty convincing to your allies. And the rest of you see as Fortune form quickly shifts in a matter of seconds from a small stature-like gnome into a massive towering bugbear.
Hey, that's the guy that wants to kill us.
Yes, I know. The plan. And that's
So
not
that was
the
your-
real one.
Sorry. That was your action and a little bit of your movement. I believe only 5 feet. So you still have whatever is left of your movement and your bonus if you have anything at that speed. Which, as a rogue, I think you can actually dash and a whole bunch of stuff as a bonus.
Me and Darren didn't see him transform, did we?
We did not.
You guys didn't, but Beacon
This is gonna
and
be fun.
Athena
It's gonna
could
be
see it
fun.
clear as day.
Yeah, he's gonna look to Deacon and Athena's just, alright, follow me. I'm just gonna move over this way.
You got it.
No, you want to kill us.
No, I am not that guy. I just look like that guy.
Yeah, you still got about 4 or 5 feet from there if you wanted to move further in any direction. Did you have anything beyond that?
That's it.
Right, so then we go to from there. You are in the water. It's at like ankle height. It's a little chilly, but it's not. And it doesn't seem too difficult from where you are. It's a little slippery. So that's all you can really make out there. Then we go to Jurgen. The Jurgen, yeah, you can feel and hear Darren approach from behind you as he lights a torch and it lights from behind you and kind of like it throws off your dark vision for just a second, kind of shifting from that to the normal spectrum, and kind of lights the whole area for you. But you have the floor. What would you like to do?
Hey, let's go get him. Let's go get him. Set it up.
Got it, small man.
And then I'm gonna take 5 movement at a time just so I can get a little bit of a better look. It's 5, 10, 15. Where can I took the snare trap from the front of these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to set that up, you said it was an action, but
Yeah.
how far away can I set it up?
What is it?
It's the snare trap thing that I took from the entrance.
Yeah, what is it? Can you set it up? I just didn't hear what you said there.
How far away? Like I
Oh.
can't throw it, right?
So you have to kind of put it down wherever you are currently.
It's going to be in my square. I can't do it in like I can't do it in like the square that's next to me.
If
It has
you
to be in my square.
I would allow it to be next to your square if you wanted to do it like that.
Okay.
You would have to kind of like sneakily put your foot out if you're doing it like in an area where they could see. But I won't. I'll just do a check, and I won't take an action or anything to do the sneaky check.
Okay.
But-
It's just whether or not they notice the traps there.
Yeah, they.
I'd
if they
like to
don't
set
see
it
you
up
put
on
there,
this.
They probably won't.
I'd like to set it up on the stairs.
All right. So give me a stealth check, just regular, and then they are actively focused on that hole where people. Are
I don't know why it says I'm in heavy armor. I'm not in heavy armor.
The ones that you saw running Jurgen away seem to be moved behind this dog in here, and they're cowering behind it, but nobody else has noticed them. They are looking in your direction, so it's likely that they're going to see whatever you're doing, but then again... Yeah, never mind. Okay.
I'm also kind of giggling. Yeah, kill him with their own trap.
Okay, so we got a stealth check.
Did I manage to catch the? Sorry about the noise.
You're good.
Did I manage to catch the? Like that guy who was yelling about "kill you"? Did I catch his name?
I don't think so. You probably heard it, but it would have been hard to make out with the rest of the Goblinese or whatever language they speak. They're Goblin.
Okay.
You probably heard it, but it probably would have just sounded like more Goblin jargon.
All right, gotcha.
So the stealth check. These two look like from your angle that they're seeing, but you're just grinning, as you're setting it down.
Kill him with their own.
Go ahead, and give me a survival check real quick, and this is at advantage.
Oh, boy, I'm bad at this.
Go ahead and give me
Good
one
at
more.
rolling.
One more roll, if you would.
For
Survival.
oh
You have advantage on it.
oh, all right.
It's 12 anyways. Okay. So you're
I
steering.
have a big inspiration from right before we went into the cave. I think Beacon gave it to me. That's why I have this icon on me.
Are you sure it wasn't from my guidance?
I don't know. It was a week ago.
I don't know.
And that's a D6 that I can add, right?
Sorry, I'm gonna say that I gave it to whoever the guy that was the cook.
Ah,
That's you gave it to
Darren.
yeah.
Darren,
me.
okay.
I didn't know I had that.
Cool.
Darren
I now know.
is like a dwarf clerk or cook that is a cleric.
Yep.
I'm a
I'm the
dwarf.
human
He's a
dwarf.
human,
Yes.
and he's the cleric. I'm an artificer.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey. Oh, also, is there any way we can all get an initiative? Because I have no idea when I go.
Yeah.
Weekend, you are just after the goblin that is dead, so you are literally next.
Oh, okay.
And then who else was wondering where they were? Yeah, then we'll be resetting, but there's one thing I want to do at initiative 20.
I know what that is.
So
But yeah, so it's a 12 on the survival.
yeah, so you set it up, you stamp it down. It's not very quiet. It makes a loud clapping sound as you stamp your foot down. But you duck down, and the only ones that seem like they noticed, you could see like a goblinoid back facing the inside of that wall there, but it wasn't facing anywhere near you. It seemed to be like readying its weapon or something. The only ones that seemed to notice you were these two goblins back here, and the one in the far back was like kind of looking over the other one, kind of cowering against it, having just watched you just obliterate the other goblin against the stone wall. So you have it set up. It's just right there. They may have seen you do it, but who knows if they could discern what exactly you were doing.
Now I'm gonna start to make a lot of noise.
All right, so go ahead and give me a
Stupid.
performance check here.
Okay.
So it's like your bonus action, you're like clapping or just making a bunch of 12 again. You like that number too? Okay. Or your
It's
die.
good number.
So you start making noise and clapping, and these ones immediately, get up and look. And look, you look like they have. It looks like you have their attention. The dog, whatever noise you're making, like the sound, it seems to like peek its ears and be turning its head sideways, almost like out of curiosity in a way. Kind of like stopped, like it's panting or whatever it was doing, just kind of got up and just.
She's not here. She won't stop me. But that's my turn. I have a trap there. Should I make like a little box there?
What'd you say? You make a box?
Or the trap?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had a little like snare thingy, but it's not very bright. But your box works perfect. So if they go in this square at all, they're gonna have to. The first one, anyways, we'll have to.
I have no idea what that trap does.
You'll see.
That's my turn.
Okay, so
Question: Are you
then-
warning me about the trap or not?
If you pass, I'll use my reaction to stop you if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Okay. Then we go to Beacon. So Beacon, Athena just helped you up. Fortin kind of shifted forms in front of you into the other thing, which definitely you could see was a shock to Athena, and probably you as well. And then Fortin kind of left the area after looking very much like the thing that just screamed at you guys from the other side of the wall. So who knows how you're feeling, but you have the floor. What would you like to do?
I was like, did you see that? What the fuck? Gnomes are so tricky. He's gonna say, are you gonna follow that? And then he's gonna hold his, he's gonna do something. He's gonna break up his movement here in a second. He's gonna try to look to see if he sees the bugbear.
In the hole?
And through the hole, the one that just told us he wants to kill us.
Okay, so most of the heavy rubble that was above you guys seems to have already fallen. So you'll just have to climb up there. It will cost you a little bit of movement, like 5 feet, to get up there to look.
He's gonna kind of go see, and when he gets to where he gets eyes on him, he's gonna look at him and say, "Hey, fat ass, your breath smells like goblin dick." And
I wonder how that happened, huh?
and then he's gonna nope into the corner, wait to see what Athena does, and call the dog wolf over to him.
I don't
So-
know if Aaron could hear that.
Give me an intimidation.
Oh, okay. I was trying to viciously mock him, but
Oh yeah, you can absolutely vicious mockery as him as well, because he'll get a
Okay.
headache from it. So,
Keyword
Yes.
ahead
anyways,
as well.
he said
Do it.
intimidation.
what kind of save does he need? Wisdom. Let's change your stuff. What it should be. Okay.
Does the disadvantage thing only apply on like the failed save? Or is it just all the time?
They fail it, they take nothing.
Yeah,
So
cantrip.
He definitely failed that. So that definitely that hurt. And with your 15, or did you have advantage on that?
I did not have advantage on intimidation.
Okay, so with a 15, because we'll take the left no matter what if it's just a double roll. Because I don't mind if you double roll. We'll just take the left on any circumstance of that there was not advantage involved. So he rolled pretty daggone low. Definitely failed that. So what's he take? Like a D4, which is 3. Gets hit with that 3. Then you can hear as you move away from it, Beacon, scream in frustration, something yelling in Goblin. It's like, get that little shit!
He's big, Angie.
And then you hear him say something else. And it's like, how they find out?
Wait, that was true? Oh no!
You got anything else for us, Beacon?
No, I'm a turn. Call that dog to try to come over. Come here, boy. Come here, boy.
And it kind of like slowly moves to your side, like eyes moving around, meeting up with the other dog, and they seem to share a glance. And then it kind of like curls up to you.
Love is
turn it over.
beautiful.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the goblin that I wanted to do here. So, as you guys are continuing here, somewhere down the river, splashing on top of a log that had been buried there just for a beaver dam that was just being built. Bask, you come across a very limp goblin and a bunch of stains of blood in the water that's down the trail that you've been traveling for however long, the long Triboar Trail. And after you came across those 2 dead horses and the blood trail, and you could smell something in the air that smelled strange, but also a whole mixture of different people. It kind of reminded you of your time in Neverwinter. But as you come up the river and find that dead goblin, it doesn't look like it has any open wounds. As you get closer, most of the wounds seem to be from either friction or abrasion, or maybe just the tumble of the river. But it looks very dead, or at the very least, very asleep. Although I don't know how something could sleep there. You come into the clearing just beyond. Get you in the right layer here. Apologize, you've been sitting in the dark. Get into the clearing here, and you can hear all kinds of noises from this cave up ahead. And you see a dark figure in the cave because the sun is just going down. I'm gonna set the atmosphere there. The sun is just going down over the mountains beyond. Excuse me. And the stars are just starting to twinkle out. You're starting to be able to see the moon. It is very much in the early evening hours. You see a dark silhouette moving, and you can hear the splashing of the water, excuse me, in the cave beyond, and all kinds of strange noises. You can hear goblinoid voices yelling out commands and squeaking and screams of pain and screams of pain and commands, as well as as soon as you come up here, you hear a bunch of insults yelled in common and something about goblin ticks, and then more growling as you come into the opening here. What do you do?
I think he'll try and sneak his way up behind the commotion and just try and listen from a distance for a moment. Sort of peek inside.
Yeah, that'd probably be your movement right there. So right as you get up there, just your base movement, and you peek in, go ahead. And do you have dark vision at all?
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, as you're peeking in there, Fortin, if you would describe your character, but however you're facing or whatever in the water here, because I'm not sure how you said you were facing there, you would see Fortin, but it would be kind of low light and hard to make out. But Fortin is currently in the disguise of a bugbear. So if you would, Fortin, please.
Looking kind of towards, well, just not so much facing, it's more you're getting a side view. You see him really big, covered in coarse, yellowish fur, and some rather tattered clothing. With a, sort of a scowl, though. It's hard to tell if that's actually him upset, or that's just from the goblin face.
That's fair. So yeah, you would see a bugbear-like creature just kind of standing in the water. It doesn't seem to be very fast-moving or high water, at least where they are. And they're standing just past a very destroyed corpse of a spider-like creature. Very much like the one that you saw that was kind of dismembered and mutilated by the horse-like, or the horses that were slain along the trail.
Is this guy?
Sort of step into the water.
Hey! Are you a bad guy?
I'm a bad guy.
You with all your muscles and fur and weird mammal stuff. Do you kill these things?
Wait a minute. Okay, I know how this looks, but it's not what it seems.
And what does it seem like?
Well,
Give me a deception or a performance.
who, me or Bast?
Whoever seems appropriate, and then an insight if you're trying to discern. I'm not sure how forthcoming with information either one of you are being towards each other, because this is a kind of a tenuous situation.
Options, performance, and what?
I'm sorry, say again?
What are my options to roll?
Okay, so if you are doing it like with the trying to get into the character or whatever and doing it in an aspect, do a performance. If you're trying to do it as like you're deceiving the opposing party, then do it as a deception, whichever one seems appropriate. Like, I suppose you could do it as persuasion too, if you're trying to like convince them that you're not bad. So, if that seems appropriate to you, you can do that.
Hold on a second here.
And since you're the one inquiring, Bask, you would be the one doing the insight. Okay, so we got an 8 persuasion from Fortin.
Well, I wouldn't count yourself out yet.
Very good.
18 insight. So, yeah, from initial appearances, they seem to be very much a bugbear.
You did this, didn't you? You killed them in cold blood.
Oh no.
Attack me and my party first.
So Bask, you are out of movement technically. So I'll allow you to like step into the water and move out. But if you want to move be forward,
I think I have.
technically you move 10 feet into the opening. So if you
I'll
want
stay
to do that, you can, but you have to use your dash.
I'll stay where I am. I just
Menace.
Do you have any actions or bonus actions that you'd like to do and or prepare?
I guess if there's an attempt to run past, I'll try a grapple.
Gotcha. Okay. So noted. And then we will move. I'm going to throw you in the order, Bask, so I don't lose track of you. Add you. And we're just going to put you at T. Right here where this goblin was. That way we know where you are. With that goblin. Alright, so then we go to... I think he may be dead. Yep, they're dead. We go up here. And you hear on the bridge, "Ah!" and a yelling sound and a screeching as several more quarrels fly through. And a few moments later, Fortin, you see Zabriza's limp body coming through down the river and kind of like bumps against your feet. And as you're looking at it, you're seeing a whole bunch of quarrels just poking out of their body. Not Fortin, this guy. Yeah. There you go. Sorry about that. And as you look up where Zabriza was before, you see a small spider-like creature. But I would imagine you don't see wherever the crossbow bolts had come from. And then we go to Athena with the unseen assailants and then Darren on deck. So Athena, you saw Fortin leave, and then Beacon kind of peeked their head through and yelled that insult at the bugbear in there, and you heard its angered response as Fortin then moved the opposite side of the chamber, exiting, and was talking to something that you couldn't see from beyond as a silhouetted body splashed up against his feet, and you saw his gaze kind of looking down as you're coming up behind Fortin. And as you fully come into view of Fortin at those steps there, you would see Zabriza's quarrel-ridden body just lifeless at Fortin's feet.
So she's going to start creeping over. And she's keeping an eye on Fortin, because she watched him change, but she's never really seen anything like that. So she's not sure if the bugbear is just magical. So she's keeping an eye on him and kind of peeking, like, Bask would probably see hands and then just eyes. Seeing if it's like more goblins or what.
So you're just kind of peeking around that corner?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're doing that, Are you doing anything for your action or bonus? Because you can move pretty fast and far. And you can take a hide action here if that's all you want to do. But,
I'm just trying to assess the situation at this time.
okay. So if you're just peering around that corner, just give me a general perception check. As you can hear something, the water splashing up against something that seems to be blocking the flow of current just outside the edge. 16 on the die, 20, 30, 20. So you peek around and your eyes adjust rather quickly. You see a rather tall, reptilian-looking humanoid standing there. And Bask, if you would describe your character for Fortune and Athena and everybody else, as they're fully getting you in view, she's kind of like, you see these cat-like eyes peeking around, and little ears kind of poking, and the silver hair drooping down to the side. That's just, spectating you just randomly from your right.
All right, well, you would both see, probably standing about 6'3", a little slender, but showing muscle. A lizard folk. Scales are decently bright green, not that dull. A fin on the top of the head that's golden and red, amber eyes, and pretty noticeable scarring across the right side of the face that covers the eye and the snout. And for clothes, just simple shorts and a scarf that has a symbol on the end of it.
Nice. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. So that's what you guys would kind of gather as you're peeking around Fortin, fully getting it in view right before Zabuza tumbles at your feet, and Athena as your head is peeking over. Did you have anything else for us? Because you still have your action bonus and quite a bit of your movement left.
So I'm gonna kind of stare him down, and then I'm just gonna wave, and then see if he's getting up. I'm gonna walk over and be like, "Wake up! You can't sleep in the water."
Yeah, as you look at him, he doesn't look like he's moving. Like there's corals sticking out of his eyes and
so
in his
he's
face.
quite dead.
He looks very, very ruined. You do notice immediately though that the wings that were on his back are completely gone. There's just like these burnt stumps there.
Someone attacked him. And then I'm gonna realize I'm close to the bugbear. And just be like... And can I hide? Probably a disadvantage, because I'm just gonna try to dip right here.
So if you're hiding from Fortin, I'm not sure which way he's facing. I keep imagining him actually facing this wall here, but I'm not sure which way he's actually facing.
It's gonna be more of a crouch and cover the eyes, because if I can't see him, he can't see me.
Yeah. Are you doing it as an action or as a bonus action? Because as a monk, you can do it with the key point. I don't know if you're reserving action for anything.
I'm gonna wait for that. So I'll just use my action.
Action hide. Give me a stealth
You
check.
want to stealth? Holy shit!
You just duck down in this little nook and cranny that you seem to kind of fit in perfectly. It's like Athena's size.
Just cover my eyes.
While you were there, do give me a perception check if you would. One more. It's a 12.
It's the night of 12s.
Remember what this they rolled for that. Don't remember where it is. They're about to come up. So. Smash that. Just barely beat it. Okay, so you don't see or hear anything abnormal other than the weird water that's kind of building up at Fortune's feet with Zabuza. But other than that, nothing strange. So, to this, yes. So as you get there, don't know if this thing would even notice you, quite honestly. With the 22.
I kind of just dipped.
Yeah, it doesn't see you. But it would see Fortune, unfortunately. It's got disadvantage on it. One of these, though. Alright, Fortune. You have an 8 attack of a ranged coming at you, so it's a roll of an 8. What's your AC?
Let me check that real quick. That does not hit.
Alright, so
AC 13.
Yeah, you see it at the last second, like the glint of something in the distance, and you're able to bring your weapon up to bear, boom, and deflecting it off to the side, ting, and it bounces off the canyon wall. As your eyes come up to meet wherever the trajectory was, you see a spider-like creature with its arms reached out in your direction, looking rather frustrated that attack missed. It doesn't look like it has any more daggers on hand, but it does look like it's moving towards you. It jumps down, splashes a little bit on the edge of the water, and begins to skitter along the side of the wall, looking directly at Fortin, not seeming to recognize anybody else in the surrounding areas. Meanwhile, behind them, you see another humanoid form crouching on the bridge, not even paying any attention to your direction, just intent on crossing the rest of this area unseen. But you see them as they're passing.
Alrighty.
Darren, if you would give me another perception check.
Perception check coming right up.
Yeah, your turn is coming up with Fortin on deck.
11.
And Jurgen right after.
If it's sight-based, I
Alright.
will roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, I gotta roll for this guy again. Stealth. Okay, that's the second in that one from him. Alright, so again, you hear that sound. Okay, Jurgen, totally gotcha. That's perfectly fine. We'll work with you the best we can. When your turn comes up, we'll just do it the text if you're still in your current situation. So, but appreciate that. You hear Darren behind you, somewhere behind the cavern of where Zabuza was, after you heard that kind of screech and then the splash, you hear footsteps across the bridge that they seeing the light, and your eyes instinctively kind of glance back right about here. I think you can see from here. Let's check. Oh, geez. He doesn't have vision at all. Let me give you some vision. Give you a little bit at least. Okay, so let's see. Probably. Oh, I just gave it to this. Persist. Yeah, you do have it. Okay. Cool. You can't really make out. You can't see what it is that's making the sound, but you can hear something walking on the bridge from behind you, and you hear a language. Anybody understand Undercommon?
Not me.
Yes.
Who said yes?
Fortin.
Okay, so Fortin, you would hear in Undercommon, move quietly behind him. It seems like a low whisper, and it's coming from the figure that you saw crossing the bridge that didn't seem to notice you. As he's crossing the bridge, you see another figure stop just at the edge of the bridge, also not looking in your direction, looking forward towards the one that passed through it. They don't seem to notice Darren or anything like that. Yeah, from your guys' perspective, they don't seem to notice anything. All right, so then we go to Darren. So Darren, you could hear that sound from behind you. You could hear the bridge creaking as somebody was walking across it, and it sounded like more than one form. After that large splash and the screams or shrieks from Zabuza's direction. You saw Jurgen go forward, doing something. Probably couldn't make it out from your direction after he was like, yeah, let's go do this. You have the floor. What do you like to do?
Hey, I'm simply going to say they're probably trying to flank us, and I'm gonna go try to meet up with Jurgen. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go right here. And I can now see them with a campfire. So I will. I see the bugbear man, and now did I hear him pretty much say he's going to kill us, or?
Yeah, you would have heard it. It would have sounded more distant to you, but you could have made it out.
All right.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been hard to make out, especially from it coming from both directions.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Then with that, I'm just going to lay out my hand, and he's gonna see some. Well, no, he's not gonna. You're gonna see a very slight glow from my hand, and you'll see a weirdly skeletal hand appear right in front of his face. I'm gonna cast Chill Touch, and that's a 15 to hit.
Nice. Check. So, and I love the description, by the way. Thank you for that. So as you extend your hand and you see the growth come out, it seems to smack onto the back of the strange thing's head, but he reaches up and grabs whatever it is and moves just out of the way for it to make any kind of purchase to it. He goes, "Roar!" And Jurgen would be correct in surmising that he's been screaming and stomping and ranting about it ever since the mockery came through. He goes, "Damn kobolds! I hate kobolds!" But unfortunately, the spell does not take hold.
Yeah, fine by me. Alright, that's all. I'm just gonna stand here, menacingly.
Alright, standing menacingly. And then we go to Fortin with Jurgen and then Beacon on deck. So Fortin, you have Zabuza kind of stumbling at your feet, and it's just starting to like kind of make its way around you with the weird water flow, like all limp. You saw those strange silhouettes moving just after Basket introduced himself from the opposite end of the tunnel, and then Athena had kind of moved behind you. You didn't see quite where she went. She kind of disappeared, but as your eyes went in that direction, a kind of flash of steel came, and you had to bring your weapon up to bear to deflect the blow, noticing another strange spider-like creature that hopped down from the bridge, followed by two elven silhouettes that moved just beyond speaking in the language you didn't understand. What do you do?
Gonna take one of my daggers.
Oh, you did understand. I apologize.
It's all good. Looking towards the bridge, though, a bit annoyed at the knife. Gonna take one of my own daggers. Move up about here. and throw one back while trying to impersonate the bugbear in the cave.
So, give me a deception check, if you would, and go and attack roll.
Alrighty.
So you do notice that it seems to, as you come fully into like the view of the spider-like creature, and it's kind of taking you in stock, it seems to, its eyes go wide, and it's kind of like ducking down and sizing you up, and it seems a little confused at the very least. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
But I'm trying to find the thing. Huh. That's where I had daggers. Oh well. I guess I don't.
It'd just be a D20. I mean, I can put it on that real quick for you, but it's just a D20
That's all good.
plus your dex plus your efficiency. I can kind of direct some of the stuff in here. I don't have the full character compendium. I just get the monster stuff on here usually. Okay, there you go. Now you have dagger in there.
Okay. Try this again. Okay.
Good, nice. So you chuck the dagger back for the 12. Yeah, 12. And it's kind of looking at you, and it's dipping its shoulders down. And as the dagger comes at it, it sees it easily, and it just kind of gets down on all six with two of its arms kind of popping up at the last moment, the two in between, and it doesn't seem to have taken to your deception initially. I believe that is your action and a little bit of your movement. You have your bonus and the rest of your movement still available. Yeah, Baska's after Beacon, by the way, who is just after Jurgen, who is next. In case you were wondering the turn over. There it is.
You know what? I'm gonna take use my cunning action to try and hide out of view of this thing.
Okay, cunning action, which allows you to do for a bonus. Where would you like to hide? Because right now it's not very where you are currently. Although it's kind of obscured, it's not really. You're still kind of like in direct line of sight, unless you got down in the water.
Hole here.
There you go. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll if you would.
Alrighty.
You got Jurgen and Beacon on deck. Stealth. So you get down, and as you're kind of you're not getting down prone, you're kind of just like ducking down almost in like a kneeling posture. Imagine like Skyrim when you're in like the stealth position. You're kind of like that,
Yeah.
kneel down. But as you're getting down, your foot kind of slides and bloop into the water a little bit. You're like, shit. You pull back your leg slowly. Other than that, you seem rather concealed. Unsure. You wouldn't see Athena too as you're ducking back here. She seems to have disappeared somewhere. But other than that, go to Jurgen. So yeah, Jurgen, you set your trap, and Darren came up from behind you, warning of the people trying to flank. The goblins did not respond initially to your trap, but they seem to be starting to make a move as Clark is yelling commands and starting to turn in their direction. So you could probably suspect whatever is going to happen with them. It's probably going to happen pretty soon. Targeting that Greece. Coming around. Okay, and since you're throwing it on an inflamed area too, so I love it when players come up with weird shit like that. Okay, so get those deck saves. So one for Clark. Just failed it. One for Gobbo. Who failed it miserably. So both do not see this coming at all. They don't even attempt to move out of the way. It's just grease. Well, you can kind of decide how you want it to come out, Jurgen, as you're spraying, if you have anything to add there. Okay, Discord, gotcha. Yeah, I don't see anything in Discord.
Did he message it directly to you?
I don't see it if he did. Shit. He did. It was just lost in all my stuff, so. Flavor can of WD-40 is what he said. He throws it right at the big guy's face, hoping it's flammable. Okay, so he's basically got like a can of this grease stuff. So, yeah, that's no big deal. Don't worry about it, my man. So, stuff like this happens. All right, so, yeah, he's got some kind of can. Darren, you're the closest to him. You're the only one that could probably really see this. You see him kind of pull out this can, and it's kind of making this rattling sound, and he just kind of tosses it around the corner as it comes through, and it just unravels over top of Clargan then, and just this brownish golden liquid spills all over the air. And at first it seems to be just some kind of messy, sticky liquid as Clarg's and the goblin's arms go up and they start to look around as the liquid fully envelops him. But as soon as the tip of it reaches and catches the campfire flames, the embers that are spitting up, it engulfs all of it. And Clark yells out, and I will need let's go second. 4d10 from me real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just trying to navigate my stuff here. I get it messed up when I move it around. Yeah. Maybe. So that's fine. Yeah, 29. That's a spicy meatball. So, as this can explodes and the fire erupts, and Clark is just running around and running into the goblin. They're both screaming over each other. They can't seem to see anything outside of this kind of flaming torrent that's happened. The spider thing has completely started to cower behind it, which you can't really make out from there. It's just smoke is billowing out. The dog and the other goblin are also cowering. But in the process, you hear their pain screams and eventually the dying gasps of the very hairy and large bugbear and the goblin that was next to them as they burn to a crisp and perish. Very flavorful way. Well done, Jurgen. All right, so that area is still burning and probably will be for a little bit. I'm going to add something there so we don't forget. But yeah, that area is actively on fire and producing quite a bit of light as well. But I believe that's just your action and maybe a little bit of your movement. Jurgen there, do you have anything else you want to add? Yeah, he is dead. Okay, so with that, fire stuff. We go to Beacon with Bask on deck. So, Beacon, yeah, you threw that. You would probably, I don't know if you would feel it this way, but you threw your insult at Clark, and you could hear him yelling, but then you could hear something catch his attention on the other side, and then screams and howling coming from that direction, simultaneously as Fortin is taking attacks from your left and Athena vanishes off in the distance. And now you kind of see Fortin ducking down behind or around the dead chitin-like spider creature that's there. Meanwhile, both of the dog creatures are, huddling around you, seeking sanctuary. What do you do?
So I'm like, I still haven't got a hold of the whole Jurgen character thing. And Athena, I was going to try to stick with her, but she left and I can't see her and I'm nervous. And I'm going to look at the dogs and just go with finger to my mouth, go shh. And contemplating which direction he's going to go, but I am going to try to sneak one way or another. And either go through the tunnel or go around the big gnome bugbear. And I think I'm going to sneak, I don't know. I'm going to sneak over by the way Athena went. And that doesn't look like Athena.
No, it does not. It looks like a big hairy bugbear, very much like the thing that screamed at you moments before.
No, I mean south of me.
Oh, that definitely doesn't look like Athena either.
So I'm going to just nope the other way. And I think that pretty much does it with movement. Steps there. That's about it.
So from there, Beacon, go ahead and give me a perception check at advantage. You probably maybe nudge into Athena there, but there's also a few other specters. 16. So you would see this fella across the bridge here just poking out. He's not paying attention to anything in this direction. But with a 16, you could see that he seems to be squinting from whatever light is coming from that thing that Darren threw. Just like this small little bit of ambient light that's peeking through. Barely enough to really assist with anything, but it seems to be causing him, as his other eye is squinting against it, that's adjacent to that light. So that's an interesting bit to make out. You would kind of scuff your foot against Athena's front paw or bottom paw as she's like ducked and huddled into this cave.
So the one on the bridge then?
Yeah, you see the.
He's gonna say, I don't know. Hey, you. It looks like another village is missing its idiot, and try to viciously mock that one that's poking his head out.
All right. Vicious mockery is another wisdom save, another 3. Get this guy. He rolled an 11. He did not save it. So he took the full 3. What is it? -4? I always forget. This one always messes with disadvantage. Okay. Disadvantage on the next attack. Got anything else for us speaking? You do a vicious mockery and you kind of like duck down, or you duck down beside Athena. You can make out that and just barely probably see the chitin-like thing.
Oh shoot! I would have mocked that one because I'll save it. I'm gonna give bonus action inspiration to Athena because she has to save me.
You got it. So is that a D6?
It is.
This check thing. She has that anymore. I'll give her the sweet D6 then. All right, you got anything else for us speaking?
Nope.
All right, then we move to Bask at the opening of the cave here. Just saw a small little kobold kind of move out and very delicately move themselves around the bugbear-like creature, and everybody's kind of shifting around in front of them. They would see the strange dark-skinned body come up to the bottom of their feet, right in front of them, and just kind of like lazily bumping into you, just riddled with quarrels, as everybody in here seems to be dodging various attacks from within, although you can't see the sources of those attacks, but you can tell that there are assailants from within that seem to be attacking these few individuals that have passed from in front of you. Other than that, you have the floor. What would you like to do? Tina, you're on deck as well after Bask here.
This definitely needs some investigation. What is happening in here?
You're investigating, what is it?
Just the scene. The walker just point at the kobold and the bugbear to say,
"Don't go anywhere. I'm figuring this out."
And he would just try like feel along the wall as he goes down the river.
He's on the caves. Okay, so as you're making your way up there, give me a perception check. Yeah, unfortunately at disadvantage. Oh, poor guy, man. We need to get you some dark vision. You and Darren. Okay, so the running water is definitely distracting you the most. Some rocks kind of tumble to your side, and you kind of like slip a little bit. You can see like these kind of yellow eyes glinting, but it's almost as if you're not sure. Well, they wouldn't appear. Yeah, they would. They would appear yellow to you. But it would be almost as if you're not sure if it's like the wetness of the cave in a way. So you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you, or if there is something standing within like 5 feet of you.
Hello? Are there any adventurers in here? I'm not a monster. I promise.
You hear this kind of sound in front of you. It sounds like a chittering sound. As you get closer, you start to make out the silhouette of what looks like a very bristly, small, either goblinoid or some kind of shape, but it almost has these too many small, spindly arms with what looks like large hair or thick hair that's coming off of it. And it looks a little misshapen at the very least. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Beth's gonna peer up and down with his whole one perception. And then like,
Hi, I'm Bask.
and he's gonna hold out his hand to shake.
And as you do, it smacks it away.
Well, that's rude. Where do you learn your manners, huh?
I think these things actually have a language. I know that they can understand certain. Yeah, they actually do speak something. So, what languages do you know Undercommon by chance?
I do not know Undercommon.
So anybody who does understand Undercommon would hear it say,
What you doing here, lizard boy? So Fortune
sorry.
hears this.
Up on me.
Sorry.
Dinner time you'll be.
Are you... You ever play a game? I like games. Do you like, charades?
it's like cocking its head sideways. It doesn't seem to understand you. But your voice echoing through the area. Do you have anything else for us?
Nope.
Yeah, we go to Athena. You can see the rather large lizard fella walk past as Beacon and Fortin kind of both move around through the area behind you. Fortin dodging a attack from the spider-like creature that then hopped down and then returned the blow on the first opportunity. And then Beacon kind of moved up beside you and gave you a bit of inspiration as Bask moved a bit further and then started to speak to the spider-like thing that is just around the bend. You could see, from your perspective, the dark elven-like figure on the bridge had started to turn its gaze down your way, and it has locked onto Bask. The floor is yours.
So when he says
okay.
games, I'm just gonna stand up. And just be like,
Okay.
game? Kind of wiggle out of this little hole in the wall,
All right.
bounce up here, and then I'm gonna notice this guy most likely.
Yeah, you almost run into it, and it's like,
And I'll be like, I'll also be like, "Yeah." And then I'll be like, you killed the puppies! And then whap it, smack it. Be like, killer!
give it a couple of kitten bats. All right. Unarmed strike. Jeez, nat 20. All right, so the first one definitely connects. The second one will fall a little short. I don't know if that D6 can be used on an attack roll. Sure.
Let's look.
Okay, yeah, it can if you want to add the D6 to that.
Sure.
Oh, it can only be used on attack rolls. Okay, appreciate that. Or, okay, thank you for that, Judge. So 13. Unfortunately, it will still fall short, I believe.
Damn!
See, think, yeah, just fall short. So the first hit though is a critical. So Since we do criticals different, I always implore people not to click the thingamabob. It's because we do max damage plus die rolls. So you would take the max damage that you could do, which
8.
Yeah.
1d4 plus 4.
Yeah. Okay. And then you add your modifiers that you get to it. Then you roll the die, and that total damage is how much you do on a critical.
So it would be what, 8?
And I think you get the max damage plus die rolls. So
Okay.
I'd always do max damage, whatever your
Oh
max
shit, I
damage
hit the
would be
thing.
for
Hold
a
on,
weapon,
let
and then
me
plus
just roll
the
a
die.
normal one. That one's not a crit, so I'll just click on it.
So
8 plus 5.
yeah, 8 plus 5.
Did I just roll an accidental nat 20?
Yeah.
Oh,
8
mother-
plus 5 is 13. Okay, so you're definitely killing this one. So you can describe that if you'd like.
Just like the last, it's gonna be one head, like a flat palm whack right on top of its head.
Okay, so as your paw comes down, just you can feel like a bit of a wet crunch, but the momentum of your swing carries through, and the head of it just kind of like lurches to the side, and just in a fraction of a second impacts on the stone. Bask looking next to it, it looked as if she almost just swatted a fly with the ease that she brought her paw down, but the thing was obliterated in a matter of a heartbeat. It is definitely very mush right there. It's just kind of like sideways. Almost looks like it's fused to the stone with how it came down.
Well, that's
And
what
I'm
you
just
get
gonna-
for being rude.
Was there like a handprint in it?
There is a
Also, I'm
hawk
back for a
on the
little
side of
bit.
its head. Nice.
I imagine she like just kind of curls her fingers like she's making kitty paws with her hands, and that's how she actually hits people. Like, it doesn't look like it should hurt them.
Yeah,
But she's gonna she's just gonna point down at the spiderling and be like, "You killed the puppies."
It kind of twitches in response. Okay, so I'm gonna do these turns right here real quick, and then we're gonna take a quick little 10-minute break. That way everybody can go by and everything. And we got, after Athena, these goblins are immediately freaked out, and they start to run around frantic, and they look like they've gathered some kind of resolve at the end, and they kind of look at Jurgen and Darren, and they unsheath their weapons kind of slowly and go and start to run towards you guys with wild abandon.
I'm gonna point at Darren and go, "Oh, he did it! He did it! On me!"
So the first goblin that comes through,
Didn't they see me put that down?
They did, but I think I'm gonna do a wisdom save real quick to see, but I don't imagine with everything.
Their boss is dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, their boss just caught on fire and are burned. Yeah, they failed it. So, yeah, they're just trying to get out of here, and they think bum rushing you is the best idea, apparently. So they are rushing you. The first one that comes through does not see the thing, and the dog is all the way back. Okay, yeah, it's gonna get snapped up by that. Text disadvantage. Still not 11. All right. So yeah, it's still not enough to beat it because you rolled a 12 for your survival. So you see as it takes a second, Jurgen, as it steps through, and the way that you set it up is almost like a spring trap just on the ground. And it's only small enough to maybe catch around something small's ankle. But as it does, it catches and just grabs the goblin's ankle and swings it hard to its left, almost making it do a hard split, dropping it to the ground and cracking its ankle in the same movement, causing it to be very incapacitated. It yells out, and the goblin in behind it immediately halts in its track, suddenly measuring every step much more carefully, looking down and looking at the rising torrent of flame next to it. It kind of whimpers in response. But that is their turn. Meanwhile,
The trap is gone, right?
The
Aside
trap
from
is
the guy being stuck in it.
yeah, it's actively holding him, so it's not really gone. It's just like it's what's has him technically incapacitated or restrained, not incapacitated. Apologies. Yeah, restrained. Wrong condition.
Restraint. Can you still make an attack action when you're restrained? I forget. There's a lot of there's a lot of those types, and they're easy to get mixed up.
Yeah, attack rolls against it have advantage, and attack rolls it makes have disadvantage. So it can attack if you're in melee range or whatever. It just has disadvantage.
I can take the swing since I brought that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use traps. That works. Okay,
As
so
a player, I'm more than happy to do that, even though Jurgen is trying to get them to swing at Terran.
so the chitin comes through on the other end over here, and running from the flames, it is going to attack the dogs. Why did that say? 13, 18, 1 hit. 3 piercing. It stabs the one that Thornton had trained, and it whines and yelps in return. And Thornton, you can hear it from behind, and Beacon, you can probably hear the dogs being injured as well as something crawls through and the rubble is kind of tumbling out. It attacks there, and then it attempts to move onward. No, it can't. It can only go right there, so that's right. Okay, and then that's it for them. Excuse me. And then we'll do the Dark Elven people. And we come back from break. So here we'll take a break real quick and go to bio or whatever you have to do, grab something to eat. And we'll try to come back at 9:15-ish, maybe 9:20, depending on how things work out. But, all right. I'm going to step away real quick. Let me know if you need anything.
I'm also going to step away for a second.
You got it.
At least, you know.
Okay, so I apologize for that little hiccup there. Didn't mean to make anybody uncomfortable or anything like that with that.
Nah.
You good?
All right, so don't know who all's back or if everybody is ready.
I'm here.
All right.
Oh yeah, roll call.
Yeah, quick
I'm here.
little roll call. All right.
Yo,
All right, cool. I think that's everybody.
I don't know if a movie's gonna start up again or not, because it wasn't finished.
Hey, that's absolutely fine. If it
But
comes up,
they're not coming back, so I don't know what'll happen.
no problem. If it comes up, we'll just deal with it like we did last time. Just do you as a text or whatever, so you can handle or deal with that background stuff.
That went a lot more smoothly than I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, I hope it didn't cause any issues or anything like that. I'll always try to work with you guys because that's what this is it's a community thing. So I'll try to compromise wherever I can. So definitely, I like to think I'm not hard to work with. So yeah, I apologize if there was any
Such a diva.
So we did leave off with they had just made their turn, and the Jurgen had actually captured one in his snare trap, and it's kind of like sitting there with a broken ankle, the bones exposed just a tad bit.
Cool!
In
It's a
front of
punching
you,
bag.
Darren. Pretty much. Attacks against it will have advantage because it is restrained, and it has disadvantage on dexterity saves and attack rolls that it makes. And it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. So, the one directly before you, Darren, is pretty messed up. It's reaching for its ankle, looking up with like kind of a little bit of a fear in its eyes because rather small, and it's quite vulnerable. Its friend right behind it had stopped in his tracks after the trap kind of snared and snapped it up, just like just staring there. Meanwhile, there is a torrent of flame producing quite a bit of light, lighting up the entire room, and the dog that is cowering in the corner back here. The spider seems to have disappeared off to what would be your right from how you're facing. Beyond the flame, kind of can't make out where it went. But other than that, that's what you would be able to presently see. What do you do?
All right. So what I want to do is I want to saunter on past Mr. Restrained Boy, right on up to this boy.
Okay. Yep, you would still be in his
Attack range. Yep.
Yeah, so he wouldn't get any attacks or anything.
So and I'm gonna cast my first hurt spell. Well, no. Well, I'm gonna use inflict wounds. As I hold up my shield, it glows a very faint blue. And Jurgen, you can smell like, instead of smelling like bread like last time when I healed myself, it smells like rot. It smells like decay.
That spell hurts.
Oh,
Yeah.
That spell hits hard.
That's a
it did.
24 to hit.
You going for this one?
Yeah, one right in
that
front of me.
definitely hits. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Do you use
17.
cleave rules with the spell?
Max. Yeah, that's definitely dead and then some. Yeah,
So
you can
I'm just
describe
gonna-
that if you want.
I'm going to take my shield and bash him across the face, the hit itself didn't hurt, but then you're just gonna see his jaw kind of like fall off, and then he's just gonna fall over, slump over dead.
All right. So he just kind of crumples there at your feet. Meanwhile, the one that is you stepped over, Darren, is just kind of looked up and looked back and noticed you just casually touching it or what have you, and then the other goblin falling dead is going even crazier and frantically reaching for its leg, seeing Jurgen like kind of still smiling in the corner behind it. I believe that's just your action and a little bit of your movement. Do you have anything else for us?
I'm going to turn around and ask him, can he speak the common tongue?
Me. Oh,
It says in response.
me speak.
What were you doing here, little one?
We gather there for Drow.
Drow. It must be who I heard. Oh. We'll just take care of them as well. What were you gathering? People?
Drow kill you, they will.
Oh, that's cute. And then I'm just gonna leave him there.
All right.
I'm still gonna do what I was gonna do.
Oh no, I'm not stopping you. I just wanted to interrogate him before we murdered him. Yeah, no, that's all I have for my turn.
You're muted, DM.
I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. What did you guys last hear? I think.
Darren just ended his turn.
Okay, so yeah, Darren. As you're ending your turn, we'll go to Fortin and then Jurgen. You'll be right after, and Beacon and Bask. So Fortin, at the start of your turn, you, excuse me, saw Bask and Athena move up before, and they were facing the figure on the bridge. Athena seems to have smashed the creature, which you can kind of see in between her ankles and what have you from the little space there that Beacon is affording you. But you did hear something from behind you. I'm not sure exactly how you're facing here, but to your left from how your token is, that seemed to be attacking what sounded like the wolf that you had just recently mended with a beam and had gained its favor at the very least. So that is your present situation. What do you do?
Everybody is muted.
Yeah.
Breaking the awkward silence.
Are you there, Fortin? You might be AFK. So we'll just come back.
Yeah, we just said roll call. I don't think we actually did a roll call.
I thought I saw everybody light up there, but then again, his little thing is green. So yeah, you are up, my man.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You're good, bud. So yeah, you saw Bask and Athena move up before you, and then something from behind kind of shuffling the rubble, and then a sharp whine and response from the wolf that you had just recently mended from behind you. But you can see those dark elven figures moving across the bridge, although they hadn't seemed to notice until Athena batted down the spider-like creatures. Now they seem to be fixing their gaze in that direction. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna go help the wolf.
All right, so you turn your gaze to your right, and you see one of those spider-like creatures shifting the dagger from one hand to the other, kind of snickering and wiping its chitin-like maw. The wolf, however, is looking like much worse for wear than it was from when you left it. It looks like it's barely hanging on, on its side, kind of scoot away across the stone cavern floor, away from the spider-like creature who is now towering over it as it lay prone on the floor.
I'm gonna shoot it with my short bow.
You got it. I don't think you're in disadvantage range. I think you're pretty good, yeah. 15 feet. So go ahead and give me an attack roll if you would. $17 is a hit. We got 4 piercing. So you let fly your arrow, and it pierces the strange chitin-like creature right in its lower ribs, and it lets out like a strange, inhuman-like screech, and then it starts to take stock of you, and it looks confused, like it doesn't understand what it's looking at. It's kind of just staring at you, still clutching at the arrow with 2 of its hands, while the other ones are still holding one of the loose daggers. It doesn't seem to be stopping its approach, although it does seem to be taking stock of you. I believe that's just your action. What else do you have for us? I believe you do get sneak attack on that because it was engaged with something else. And yeah, you were hidden before you did that.
Oh shit! Just wait, sneak attack. That
I think the wording
Not
of sneak
damage.
attack says advantage or flanking.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I
looking
think
at
it just
the
has to
thing
be
here.
engaged. I don't think it has to be flanking.
Okay, let's see here.
Or ranged.
Yeah, you must use a range weapon. You don't need advantage on the attack roll.
Yeah.
Travel within 5 feet.
Roll it, son.
Okay, yeah, if I was using the sneak attack, I just add an extra d6 to that.
Yeah, I think it's just a d6 now.
Yeah, so in total that'd be like 2d6.
And then it's a million d6 later.
Yeah, so it'll get nasty later.
I think it's a D6 for every level you take in Rogue, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it
Every
is.
other. It's every other.
Yeah, it maxes out at 10.
Yeah. So
Come
I
on,
think
come on, come on. Give me
Roll
that
'em.
6. Oh. For the dogs, give me a 6. It might even be on your character sheet. If you pulled over sneak attack from the Impendium.
Yeah, it is. It is in there, but I don't know if it's from the compendium. But I know it was on there. You can just roll 2d6. So I don't think they
It's
get any
one.
bonuses. Or one.
Okay, so just roll 2d6. What modifier would I add to that?
No mod, no mod.
No mod? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1d6 until you get to level 3, and then it'll go up by 1.
Now
That
that's
is
a
9
lot of
damage.
damage.
All right, so what
I
did we
think
get?
it was 6.
You got your 6. Yeah, it would only be the 6 because it was only 1d6. I might have misspoke there. I apologize. So we're only going to take the 6, but that is still enough to finish this off. So as your arrow flies at it, do you have anything special you want to add to it?
I'm gonna pin it to the front of the wall.
You're going to pin it to the wall. So
Yep.
as the flight speed comes through and it impacts it, and it comes through the chest and it punctures through to the other side, and it's almost like for a moment there, it's just staring up at you and taking in the moment. But the arrow seems to catch purchase of something, maybe inside its ribs. As you hear a hard whoop, back, and it pulls into the canyon wall itself, and you hear a loud crack as something inside of it seems to break it. It spits out a large glob of blood mixed in with some webbing. It seems to spill forward, and then it just falls limp.
Alrighty.
beautifully done, and it is pinned to the canyon wall, hanging about 2 or 3 feet above where the rubble is. And the wolf is just kind of like looking up in that direction, and then looks back at Fort, and it's like licking its wounds, still trying to scoot back into the wall. So that was still just your action. You still have your bonus and your movement.
I'm gonna move over to the wolf, and would I be able to try and make like a medicine check or something to try and patch it up?
I'll allow it if you use your bonus action,
Bonus action,
although it'll
right.
be at disadvantage because you're doing it super quick.
It's all good. Please be something good.
Okay, so you're quickly trying to patch it up. It doesn't seem to be helping too much, although the dog seems to be looking up at you, and you're kind of recognizing that similar look in its face that you saw from before when it was accepting the bean, and it seems to be relaxing its muscles and almost dozing off, drifting in and out of consciousness.
Oh no, the poor baby.
Upon inspection, it looks like it'll survive as long as it doesn't sustain any more wounds, although it is very, very close to being mortally wounded. So that is your action in
Y'all
most
gonna
of your
make me
movement.
depressed over a wolf.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it there.
So, did you want to move anywhere else? Because you have a little bit of movement left. But that's all.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, so then we go to...
I'm just gonna chill with the wolf.
You got it. Then we go to Jurgen, who saw his trap work rather efficiently against the goblin, snapping its ankle, and then Darren kind of interrogating it just a tad after finishing off the other goblin quite efficiently as well, with a very nasty and deadly looking touch. You saw as your fire engulfed the bugbear and goblin, although I wouldn't think that you saw entirely them burn up, but you could probably surmise easily from their screams and Darren's casual stride in there that they're easily dealt with. As you kind of come into and take it in stock again, you see that dog has moved towards the back of the cavern area, towards where there seem to be a bunch of of random goods in storage containers of various sorts. The dog's kind of like looking for a spot to get through to try to get back there, pacing back and forth as the flames kind of calm down just a tad, as a last bit of oil is kind of getting burnt up. Meanwhile, you only have this goblin that seems to be a present worry.
I said he looked like a punching bag, and I meant it.
All right.
I have an unarmed attack, but I'll just roll 2d20s with advantage, and I get +3 to this.
Oh, geez. Okay. So
that's 20 hit. And I think that's just 4 damage.
Yeah, that 20 definitely hits.
I'm just kind of like hopping around him, doing, and like right as soon as Darren ends that interrogation that I wasn't really paying too much attention to, I just start like laying into this goblin like it's a what's the it's like the bag,
Feed bag.
yeah, and you just do the spinning fists in a circle and just bop, 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 bop.
Rolling back fist, love it. Go ahead and give you the damage for that.
It's just 4 because
Okay.
I'm not a monk or anything. I don't have anything that does unarmed, so it's just 1 plus my strength mod.
Okay, so you do like the back fist to him, and it like you see several teeth fly and kind of clatter on the ground. It seems like whimper in response. It still seems to be hanging on, but barely. It's just drifting out of consciousness, sinking into the stone a little bit.
And put in the Discord. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, let me check and see what it says. You put it in Discord, you said?
Darren put a thing up.
Oh. Oh, yeah, the feedback, yeah.
Thing.
He's just pounding on it. So did you have anything else for us? Maybe another attack or bonus of any sort?
I don't think I can do anything with my bonus action. I'm not a monk, so
No, darn.
my fists
well.
don't count as weapons, and I can't do 2 attacks with them.
You are proficient with them.
Yep.
Oh, then that was actually a 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah, but that's even nastier. Yeah, that definitely hit. Okay, so if you don't have anything else for us,
Yep, I'm just completely focused on this goblin and the fun times we're having.
Yeah, he is barely hanging on to consciousness right now.
And then that wolf has a stat block. You better keep it away from me if you're being very sympathetic to these wolves.
All right. So
I'll attack anything that has a stat block.
We go to Beacon.
Beacon's gonna rush around the corner, stop and assess the situation, and he's gonna recall that he's gonna see that the wolves, that this new creature snuck in the back way, and he's gonna be really angry, and he's gonna just kind of squat down and rise up to his toes and let out some type of noise from his system. He's gonna be just angry as he's ever been. He left the back door open. He's mad at himself. So he is going to cast Minor Illusion. Oh, I didn't do that right. I don't know how to put something on the map. So at the junction where the opening, he is gonna cast what looks like a rock, filling that hole. Am I muted?
No, I got
No,
it.
you're good.
All right.
I was just moving
He's-
to the thing to put
Frustrated that he left the back door open, stupid Beacon, and he is going to move back around the corner, knowing that. Oh no, he's gonna say, "Gnome Bugbear, watch the dogs, protect the dogs," and he's gonna run around the corner back. Pretty much, I think that's his movement. His bonus action was the roar. His action was to cast Minor Illusion, and he used up all his movement.
Gotcha. Okay. So there is a what looks like a rock blocking that small little area there, or a large boulder. Yep. Yeah, you're back. Very nice. So then we go to Bask with Athena on deck. And Bask, as you're standing there, you notice that these drow or dark elves have kind of turned in your guys' direction, and it's kind of like looking at you and Athena, and his hands are like moving in some kind of movements to the one next to it, and it looks a little strange, and then it kind of stops and looks, his eyes slowly shift to back to the other one, and he seems to be waiting for some kind of response, and then he shifts again quickly, his hands flashing something. You can tell it's some kind of form of communication, but you can't quite tell what they're saying. What would you like to do?
So anyways, you like games?
He turns and looks to Athena, or the direction that Athena's voice came from.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I love games.
You're not a bad guy, are you?
No, are you a bad guy?
Good heavens, I hope not. I try my best every day to do my duty. And my duty is killing those who would harm the weak. But anyways, I do like games.
Do you have any cards?
And he kind of just like pulls his scarf forward and looks inside. Doesn't find anything. Pulls his shorts open, looks inside, doesn't find anything.
I don't think so.
Well, we're friends now, because we're already talking about duties. That means we're close.
Oh. I didn't know that. But I don't know a lot of things, so I guess that makes sense.
Me neither! She's gonna go for a high five, but he clearly can't see her, so she's just gonna hang there.
He's just going to like put
Big
his
smile.
fists on his hips and pose up and grin back in the direction.
So as you guys are standing there, these drow start to speak out. You! Where do you come from? Are you with Gundren's convoy? It sounds like almost like a weird kind of off accent.
Can I hear that too?
Yeah, anybody who's in here can hear it echoing out.
Just
yeah.
get him busy. Throwing more punches.
Don't beat him up too much. He still has information.
He is still
I don't think so.
alive. But he is dipping in and out of consciousness with the constant assault of Jurgen.
So,
If you be with Gundren's convoy, they say as they start to move a little bit further around. The other one starts to reveal itself from this area. Then we must speak with you. We have your friend.
Oh.
If you would like to see him alive, I suggest you stop your assault.
do you have our soup?
I've never had a
Sign
friend
something to his
before.
friend, looking confused. I am not understanding. Is soup a code name for something?
She's gonna like look at Bask and be like, "They have your friend. What should we do?"
I don't know, but I really want to meet this friend so I can save him.
Beacon, from your angle, you see a drow come down and they kick a goblin body into the water. And they're dragging what you recognize as Sildar Hallwinter, the companion and one of the riders of the horses that were slaughtered along the way. And he's kind of dragging him in binds down this very steep and treacherous kind of way. And he doesn't look like he's having a problem, but Sildar is kind of like falling, slipping all over the place. Kicks the goblin down and kind of looks at Beacon and just shifts his line or his view back with the little hand crossbow pointing, kind of panning around with it.
I can't see that, but I would know Sildar. Like, we would have met, right?
But you guys all would have seen him
citizen?
briefly. At the very least, you would have seen him briefly as he left with Gundren and kind of just dumped the wagon on you, like, here you guys go, and then dipped off.
So I'm just gonna yell, "Who the fuck are you? And why should we believe you?"
They got a guy tied up.
That's not the money guy though. I want to see the money guy.
Can I do movement while they're talking?
Are we in combat?
Yeah. Technically, no, because they are trying to be diplomatic. So, yeah, you guys can move. You guys can move around and do whatever you would like to do.
So can I holler out to the other guys? And hey Gundy, where you buddy? Where you at, buddy?
Right, that's why we're here. Can I try to be sneaky in like motion to... Actually, you have a big torch. That's super easy to see.
From your angle, though, and where you are, the light doesn't seem to be reaching down this way.
I don't know how much it's okay to move. Because, like, I don't want to just, like, move, like, 50 feet and then just be like, oh, wait, you weren't supposed to move that far.
If you do, I'll just kind of, like, stop you and have you do, like, checks and stuff. So you can move however you want. And I'll just, like, move, because I can move your token as well. I just don't...
While they're doing diplomacy, I'll just move a square at a time. Hopefully that's not too hard to do.
You can actually move it with the arrow keys, if that's easier.
There's the grid's not on, not for me.
Oh yeah, I turned it off so that you could move in kind of like in
There's
precise
clicking that you can do to be in between for like free placement.
I apologize for that. I can turn it on if you guys would prefer.
I'm happy with free placement.
Okay.
Me too.
I prefer it just because you can kind of go anywhere and you can really get in and then if you're stacking tokens in the same space, it's not as
Yeah, I liked
difficult.
how that worked on the first map.
Yeah, it was really nice on the first map. I try to do that with all my maps at the very least, but yeah, feel free to move around and just kind of like, you're moving a little bit stealthy. As you're approaching up here, Jurgen, if you're being stealthy, I will need a stealth check from you.
Okay. And I think Beacon's trying to distract.
Yeah, so
Are they?
Beacon, as you're doing your distracting, give me like a performance or a deception or a check that you feel is appropriate for that.
Wait, performance? Go.
I think that's a 22.
Damn.
It keeps on rolling my stealth checks with disadvantage, even though I'm not wearing heavy armor. I'm in
Yeah, I don't know why.
mail, which is medium.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe I'll try to fix it after the session.
Yeah, it's still a 22 though. So
I want to hear how this performance is.
Yeah, this performance, man, this is a 25 total and a nat 20.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see the guy that's giving me money. This guy, he's just some kind of lieutenant thing. He's not the money man. I need the money man. I need to get paid. Wasn't a great gig, but and I get it. You're all dark LV stuff. You got that scary vibe. But did you see what this one did to that thing? Did you see it? You want some of that in your face? And look at this guy. He's scaly, and we got our own little bugbear. That's just crazy.
Jurgen,
nuts.
You see as slowly a hand crossbow pans back in your direction. Stop right there! And he takes a smell. What the heck?
I
What
would
is that
like
smell?
to
It's the lizard.
reach forward and tackle him. That's my gut reaction. Is the second a crossbow gets pointed at me is just to run forward.
All right, so run forward and
you
give
want
me.
to play that?
If you want to do that, you'll have to run forward and give me like an attack roll / grapple check.
No initiative off or anything?
What is it?
Like, you don't want me to do initiative or anything?
In this instance, it would be kind of like a surprise round because he's expecting you to stop. So I do things like that for narrative. If that, hopefully that's okay with everybody. But I do things like that, so it would be kind of like a surprise round here. He's not expecting you to charge him. So if you're going to do something that chaotic, yeah, he's just going to stand there, and he may fire his crossbow bolt at you, and it may hit or miss. But yeah,
I'm
we'll do
okay
an
with
attack
that.
roll
Sorry
/
for leaving you behind, Darren. What did you want me to roll?
A attack roll, like an unarmed attack, and then a grapple check, which would be like in the athletics.
Okay, I'll just roll my warhammer or sledgehammer. I don't know if I'm using my sledgehammer, but
yeah, that definitely hits. So yeah, you come up to him, and you might be using your warhammer or whatever to just for the initial impact, but you use it to get your arms around him, and if you would like, you can continue the momentum with the current momentum that you have. I would say
I can't see past the, I can only see half of this guy's icon.
Yeah,
you might have to move my token to wherever you want me to end up. I'll be happy with whatever you want to do with the movements.
Yeah, there's actually like a wall here. Let me just move it out of the way from the dynamic lighting layer. Tool. 1 second. So that's why you can't see that. I apologize. This one out of the way too, because those.
And then you also wanted me to roll athletics?
And acrobatics, just so that I have a contesting thing for him to try to break free of your initial grasp. So 15 is a pretty good roll. So you should be able to see there now. So with the momentum of what you're doing, you could, if you wanted to take him off the bridge, because the bridge is kind of like a wooden rope.
Yeah, I want
bridge
to land
that
on
is
top
built.
of him. I'm
Okay,
a big
so
guy, even though
yeah,
I'm a
you can-
little guy.
You're going to land on top of him regardless. It's just where you want to carry your momentum. So do you want to take the tackle onto the bridge or off the bridge? And with your current speed, you could take him theoretically into the water.
I want to go
There's
right
a
there.
10-foot drop, so you want to go on the actual concrete?
Yeah. Can I use him to feather fall?
Yeah, you're not gonna take any impact because it's only
Oh,
10
really?
feet. Yeah,
Nice.
it's only a 10-foot fall. So I mean, you could hop down from that and probably just give you a little bit of a shot.
I would like to do that.
Okay, so yeah, you tackle him. So
What other rules do you want?
it's just a 4 for the initial tackle, but then I will need a D10 for the bludgeoning damage of you landing on top. Jeez, that's annoying. Okay, so he takes 13. Yeah, this kills him. So,
Oh my god.
outstanding.
Hey guys.
What just happened?
So out of nowhere, you guys see his Jurgen tackling this guy.
Can I add a flavor to it?
Absolutely, please.
Can
do.
I Azuna drop him?
Outstanding. Please describe that.
That's where you grab somebody and then you flip upside down and start spinning, and you both corkscrew down on top of the other guy.
Okay, I will.
It's a thing that happens a lot in fighting game. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll need an acrobatics for that, or a performance.
I'd rather do performance, even though it's lower.
Yeah, there we go. It looks freaking awesome. So, yeah, you grab him, you come up, and you do a full circuit spin in the air and come down, and you just hear the neck and everything just kind of all the vertebrae along. It's like straight up.
When I get back up, I'm going, back.
Sorry, question. Could I hear the impact from where I was?
Yeah, you definitely could hear it because it was like a loud sound, and then you heard somebody yelling in like a broken Comish. What the nine hells?
Jurgen weighs 200 pounds and he's 4 feet tall.
Just gonna look at the goblin that's in front of me like, do you really think those elves are gonna kill us?
The goblin's just kind of looking up with very frightened eyes, like,
Kill.
I'm just gonna be comforting him and just be like, look, you could get out of this alive if you could tell me what I want. What I want to know. What do these elves want?
I don't know. I'm just supposed to take care of the spiders. Eat all my dogs.
Always with spiders would draw. Anyway, thank you. That was very nice of you. And then I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm going to help you up. You know, if you turn on me, you saw what happened to your friend.
Wait. One more thing. I heard Boss say something about red coat. Yeah.
I'm gonna insight that.
yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. That's a 15.
So the red coat, it doesn't sound overly familiar presently to what you know right now, but it doesn't seem to or have a reason to be untruthful in the current moment. So it's probably something that he picked up in passing or what have you. It's likely true, but in what context is questionable.
Sorry, I was just saying, I'm gonna start cutting his binding and start freeing him. It's been very helpful.
So as you free him, he's kind of like just like holding his leg. It is just kind of sitting there waiting, and you see its shoulders scrunching up. It looks like it's expecting you to strike it down at any moment, but it doesn't seem to be making any hostile moves otherwise. Meanwhile, you can hear the kind of tensions echoing through the hall as somebody is yelling in protest to the loud cracking sound that you heard.
Yeah, Athena's just gonna be like, "Are you okay?" to the drow that is clearly now dead.
Yeah, they did fall like limp, like an accordion. Meanwhile, Jurgen steps off like a dirt bike.
I'm gonna turn to the drow with the guy who's tied up and just be like, "Why is he tied up?"
He's kind of like stopped, still. He was looking at Beacon, who was yelling, and he kind of like saw the action erupt in front out of his peripherals, and kind of like pans to see, and just sees Jurgen completely annihilate that dude upside down, and he's just like falling limp with his legs dangling in the water. And the other drow doesn't seem to be making any moves either, so he looks like he's just standing there in shock. As you speak, he like blinks a few times and goes, "He's our prisoner. You will be killed for your actions," he says as he tries to pull up his crossbow bolt. Do you have a response, Athena?
I'm just gonna be like, "Wait, he was trying to help him."
I'll catch it with my teeth.
I'm pretty sure
Indeed you
Athena
will,
can do
he
that.
says.
If he's going for a shot, can I like kick the crossbow up
Absolutely. Give me an
and
attack.
go for a catch?
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
It actually does open up his mouth, though.
I'm going. Yeah.
If it hits, go ahead and give me an acrobatics right after. Or an athletics, your choice. Yeah,
All right.
right. Okay.
If you don't mind, after I cut the goblin, I'm gonna start heading towards where Jurgen was.
Okay, so Athena, you do a full back flip, kicking the hand crossbow as it fires a coral bolt that goes into the ceiling in between you and Bath. Just bing, picks up there, and he's kind of like looking in astonishment as he's falling backwards, letting loose of the bonds of Sildar, who in response is kicking the drow into the water face first. The weapon is, as you're kind of spinning backwards, you're caught upside down in the air. It doesn't have a quarrel in it, but you do have a hand crossbow bolt as you land steadily and perfectly in your current position, seeing the drow kind of falling face first into the water, stumbling forward, as Sildar, whose hands are bound, seems to have slipped free of the feet-like binds and kicked the drow into the water face first. He yells in response. Beacon, you see as the drow suddenly comes forward to you, and Sildar from behind, beaten and tortured, is kind of like smirking as the drow stumbles forward.
So, do I have a reaction?
You can take any action you would like here.
An action or a reaction? I mean, if he entered my space.
If you would like to take an action, I will absolutely allow it.
Of the drow that's in front of me, I would just like to just say, dude, the goth look went out in the 90s. And cast Vicious Mockery again on that dude.
All right. That's another. Seems to come in at 3, which is better than average. Then let's go ahead.
Isn't it the 80s right now?
In D&D?
Yeah. You said it was like 1482.
Yeah, it's 1481.
Wow, that went out of style 90 years ago. What a hipster.
Well, I'm down.
Let's see. What do you mean you're down?
That 3 psychic would have capped me off.
Oh, he didn't hit you with it.
No, maybe not in game.
Oh. That was well done. Okay, that was the wrong character sheet, but I'm gonna run with it because it's the same benefit or bonus. Yeah. So yeah, definitely failed that. So it is getting disadvantage on any attack roll. It doesn't have its crossbow bolt, and it's actively flying forward. But he ain't looking good. So he's falling forward. Beacon yells out a slur of insults, and as he does, his hands instinctively come up to his head. Ah! As he starts to hold from some unseen pain that's racking his mind. Yeah, he is falling knee first into the slowly moving water next to Bask and Athena currently.
Bask is quick BRB.
The other drow on top of the bridge, seeing the everything kind of unfolding quickly, is like, wait. All right, look, we're here on a job. If you have what we're looking for, we'll let you and your friends go free. Sounds like a great deal, right?
I have a deal for you. Do you want to hear the deal?
It's gonna be soup, isn't it?
He kind of points to Athena. I'm open to it.
You be our friend, and I'll share our soup with you. And you'll have friends that aren't mean. Huh?
Deal. Sounds great. I'm not getting killed, right?
No, we're friends now.
All right. Sounds awesome. All right, I'll just hop down here next to you guys then. Yeah, I never liked that guy anyways. Gives that guy a quick kick.
Yeah, we're friends.
And then look back to the dude.
Breshto, you're really gonna betray us? His friend yells.
You could be our friend too, but you were being mean.
Just wait, bye-bye. Follow the water.
Just walk in and see a Jerkin and a drow kicking a dead drow. I'm just like, what did I just walk in on?
We made friends.
He's kind of like holding up his hands.
Cool.
He's like, hey, you guys can't even take my weapons. Like, just don't hit me with whatever you just hit him with. That looked like it hurt. The other guy's still holding his head. He's like, damn you! I'll kill you, Freshto! You idiot! You're always spoiling the plans!
Fight! Can we get these two guys to fight each other?
And as he's getting up from his knees, being racked in the brain by the effective beacon, Sildar again kind of kicks him back down. Shut up, Drow. You're in the hands of us now.
Wait, did Sildar untie himself?
He's still got his hands bound. He's just kicking.
Oh.
Can I hop on the Drow's back and go untie him? I'm gonna just jump on his butt cheeks with both feet.
If you want to give me because you're close enough, I'll allow you to do it with an athletics check.
What's
Because
it?
Can I do acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics as well. Yeah, because you're kind of.
So Beacon was gonna try it.
So it's not the most graceful, but you do manage to get oddly on his side as he's kind of falling down.
I'm just gonna
Didn't see that guy surrender.
What the? Get off me! Get your damn animal! He says.
I'm a tabaxi.
He starts trying to reach up and grab you. I'm gonna kill you! And he starts trying to reach for a dagger that he has. And Sildar goes, "Watch out! He's got a blade!"
Can I go for a kick since I'm standing on his butt, just up between his legs?
Go for it.
Oof.
I'm just gonna be like, stop!
You have advantage.
Yep, you do.
Thank God.
That definitely hits. Kick him in the elf nuts. So 7 damage. He's groans. He's like, both today. and he kind of falls down, and he is effectively prone. And you can hear him burbling through the water, trying to gasp for air. He doesn't seem like he is very conscious right now. After that, he is going night-night. I'm going to do a save, actually. God damn it, I'm doing shit. It was just slightly better. No, it's not. Yeah, he doesn't pass. So yeah, he's going night-night. He falls down. You can see his eyes kind of crossing a little bit as he falls down, facing Beacon. Yeah, the other guy's like, "Hey, don't do that to me, all right?"
No, we're friends.
I like your lizard friend. You guy with the light, you mind not getting that so close to my face? It kind of stings.
It stings?
What?
Giving him the 3rd degree.
I mean, I would, but I kind of can't see without it, you know. Dumb human eyes, not adjusted to the dark and whatnot. I'm not gonna put it in your face. I'm just gonna hold it away from you.
I get it.
That's sad.
Well, see, I grew up in the Underdark, and where I'm from, you kind of need special kind of eyes to even get around. But I understand. I've been on the surface for some time now, so I've grown accustomed to being around you light-dependent folk.
So then it's fine.
Yeah, Sildar starts to come in, and he's still kind of focused on the one before him. He's not really paying attention to this one. And he's starting to he's like, "Do you mind?" Holding up his binds to Athena. He can't really
I already
see
untied
past...
him.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. He's kind of feeling and wringing his wrists a little bit. Oh, hey, there's another one! As he notices the drow. He's like, "Someone give me a weapon, quick!"
Wait, this one's our friend.
I'll throw my sledgehammer.
So, Durgan, as you throw him with the sledgehammer, he kind of catches it, and it... dang, this is heavier than it looks. He runs over. He's like, "Move out of my way, cat girl!"
No, this one's our friend.
To hell with all of them! You should have seen what they did to me! As he makes an attack.
Yeah, violence. There's just a pile of people in this hallway.
Yeah, there is.
There's too many
God, is he
tokens.
attacking me?
No, he's gonna attack.
Well, I mean, Sildar's kind of our boss, and he wanted a weapon. So
in a flash, you don't even really see where the sword comes from, but in a moment, the drow known as Vreshtel seems to have a blade in his hand, and he's wearing a smirk. Ting! As he moves the entire momentum of Sildar. As he splashes into the water with the momentum of the swing. And Sildar, again, is holding his hands up, the blade gone. "Hey, I told you, I'm coming in peace, man." "Damn you, you filthy freaking dark elf!"
That's not very nice. He
They
said he
beat
was
me,
our friend now.
Burn me, torture me, I'm missing 2 toes. Fuck you, dark elf, I'll kill you.
Hey, no swearing. And I'll
Snaps his
backhand
gaze
him.
over to Bask. Give me an unarmed attack.
This has gone so off the rails. No one's getting paid.
Doesn't matter.
You wouldn't happen to still
get paid.
have
I give him
those
my hammer.
swords, would you?
What do you mean? This is amazing.
So you backhand Sildar, and his eyes kind of snap into it, and he's just kind of staring down at the dead spider-like thing to smash into the stone from Athena's paw. But he seems to be in shock for the moment. Meanwhile, the other guy is like, "I won't go for my sword again. Just don't attack me." And he slowly reaches for Jurgen's warhammer and picks it up with 4 fingers. Yeah, this thing is heavier than it looks. And he reaches for both hands, but he's holding it upside down and slowly hands it to Jurgen. He's like, "Come in peace," and just allows Jurgen
Back
to
to
take it.
Sildar. Just immediately.
I'm gonna just hug the drow and be like, "You can't kill him. He's
Sildar kind of like nods at Jurgen, and he's like, "When he goes to sleep tonight," he kind of whispers, "we'll to get him together."
I mean,
So is there anything on the drow in the water?
The drow in the water is unconscious. I apologize for not putting a thing on it. He got
Yeah, I was
knocked
gonna-
out.
I was
Deacon
gonna
wanted
take
to
his
rob him."
weapons. I
Oh,
wanted to-
you're robbing him. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me
Maybe
1 second.
keys, maybe things that are important.
Man, I missed all the fun.
I'm just gonna go and try and collect up that glowing rock. 'Cause I just remembered it. That's probably important to somebody.
I can make them.
Okay, so Beacon, you would find on him. He doesn't have his hand crossbow, because Athena stole it. But he does have a very nicely crafted short sword, as well as a what looks like some kind of special cloak, although it's hard to make out in the dark vision. And his shoots seem to be radiating, or his shoots, I apologize. His shoes seem to be radiating some kind of magic to them as well. And as you're kind of looting up this guy, the other dude, Vreshtel, is like, "Yeah, he should have some decent stuff." It's like, feel free. Kind of just like still with his hands up, spinning around. You would find also, Beacon, a few vials of some kind of poison that you can see that's already been tipped on a small pouch of coral. They all seem to be already dipped and I can't remember what the word is, but it's like a glaze with the poison that's in the vials, and there looks to be quite a bit there.
Quills?
Yeah, like hand crossbow corals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry if I mispronounced that or the confusion there. So there's quite a few. There's probably like a full box of them, minus 1 or 2, and which would be probably like 18-ish. And they're all dipped in that same. It looks exactly the same. It's like a darkish kind of green. And when you get some of Darren's light reflecting off it, you can really kind of see the almost like a green glass kind of color shining through. But before that, it just looks like a dark liquid. It is very, very fluid. Doesn't seem to have any viscosity to it. Viscosity at all. It's very thin, whatever it is. It definitely smells pungent, and you can probably surmise just from looking at it and from where it was placed on him, on his belt, it's probably the poison that's on the corals. Other than that, and his short sword, which looks pretty nice, in his boots and his cloak, doesn't seem to have anything else of significance. His coin pouch seemed to be completely empty, other than some lint. So he either spent it all recently or he's broke.
All right, so I'm gonna just kind of slide the bolts or quills ahead and say poisoned, and say you might want to be careful of more people coming up this path.
Nope. We're the only ones. We were stationed here, Vreshtel said.
I'd like to insight that.
Go ahead, give me an insight.
May I incite it as well?
Absolutely. Anybody who is able to see him or hear him can insight it. Darren's just kind of like chilling. I don't know if he came around to the bottom here, but
I'm kind of sitting on the bridge right now.
okay, yeah, that's kind of how I was picturing you. So you'd be just above. Your feet would be probably just barely able to touch Vreshtel's kind of ponytail. The thing that comes up. What do we got here? For insight rolls, 23, 13, and a 13. So Darren, you would pick up. There's almost kind of like a humorous tone to his speaking. It would definitely be unnerving, almost as if you're not sure if it's entirely being untruthful, but almost as if he's trolling a little bit.
Okay. With that, I will just kind of stand up, lower the torch right by his face, and I was like, "You sure you want to lie to us right now?"
You can see like visible sweat as you get the torch near to him, and his eyes squinting from the light. He's like, "That's pretty bright, man."
I have
Look,
him in a bear hug too, so I'm just like hugging him and crying because I don't want my new friend to die.
Okay. Look, I'm just here, kind of watching the operations. I'm not really a part of this gig. I know the people who are, though, and I know exactly where your friend Gundren went. So you kind of need me, I think.
Oh, we do. We surely do. We sure do.
Hey, don't worry, little one. At the end of the job, I know where you might get your weight in treasure.
Treasure?
You heard right. I happen to know where a couple of dragons are hanging out. And their hoard is all for the taking since they're off mating.
Yeah, that's a dumb idea. Have you ever seen an enraged dragon? I've seen
Have
an
'em.
enraged dragon
No.
born.
Yeah, I haven't, but I've raided plenty of dragon nests.
Athena's just gonna kind of look at Beacon, like, confused, like, is this dragon? Then she's gonna look at Bask and give him the same look. Like, not sure if you two are the dragons that this guy's talking about. She's like sizing both of them up.
Well, if my intel is correct,
Know how big dragons are roughly.
we won't have to worry about the dragons. Just how much we can carry and get away with. What do you guys think? Are you in?
Yeah.
Only bad guys steal.
Yeah, we're in a
we're not
cave.
exactly stealing if it's from
Wait.
dragons.
Quit confusing us
Why
with dragon
not?
talk. Where's Gundin?
Right. Your friend. Okay. So I happen to know that your friend has been taken to somewhere called the Ruins of Thunder Tree. Or was it her hideout? Well, which one do you guys want to go to? Because I can either take you to the loot, or we can go save your friend Gundren. My vote's on the loot. We kind of got a limited time frame on this, and then
But if we have another friend, we can carry more.
You sound like a bad guy.
see, you're kind of right. I used to be a bad guy, but I've given up my treacherous ways for broader horizons. Golder, if you know what I mean.
See, he's nice.
So
I
hey,
happen to work with a
Sundari-
very wealthy organization in Waterdeep.
Yeah, nice. So Sindarin, is Gundin in these caves?
What is it?
I'm asking Sindarin, has he seen Gundin in these caves?
Oh, you're asking Sildar?
Oh, Sildar, yes, it's Sildar.
The last I saw of Gundren. These filthy jerks, he says, looking at Bask. We're hauling him away after they tortured him. They cut off 2 of his fingers.
Do you
Hey.
know if he still has the fingers?
Oh, that's probably useful. But what is it with you guys and digits? Dogs and digits. The heck?
I can reattach
Damn
them.
dog! I'm just gonna crawl over everybody to go check on the dogs.
Okay.
So Fortin's been watching
When
dogs.
Athena's gone, I'm going to hit this drow with my hammer as hard as I can.
You're gonna hit the girl? Of Athena?
Oh, the drow.
Oh, the drought? Give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Advantage.
Oh.
And it's an at 20.
Scroll damage for him.
The max damage plus die roll.
Yeah, what's the attack roll on that? That's
Yeah.
or what's my damage roll on that? That's normally a D10. So that's 3 plus 13.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, but plus your whatever you modifiers you would get too on top of it.
Oh, so that would be 19 damage.
Yeah. So yeah, you completely cave his head. You just take your hammer back. Sildar's looking at you. He's just like, no, we'll get him later. And you're just like, you just stand there and listen to him chatter on for a minute, and just bash his skull in. You guys just see chunks of his head as he's mid sentence, like batter onto the wall, and he just falls into the water.
He can just gonna say, "I didn't see it. I won't tell her."
Sildar
I don't
just kind of
think she
standing
can
there,
count.
eyes wide.
I don't think she can count. We'll just say he ran away.
Why are you lying?
It's not a lie. It's a sometimes lying when it helps people is better than telling
No.
the truth.
No, you're lying.
I
Because that's
am?
not true, because you just killed that guy and he's right there.
Yes, he is.
Alright, I don't see him.
No, he's right there. He'll just point at the body with the head bashed.
Hey, wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to gaslight this lizard guy.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is that
What are you
guy?
talking about?
Who is that guy?
That's the
Which
guy.
guy?
Who killed with your hammer.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when you took your hammer and you bashed his skull in. He's not even like attitude about it. He's just like that is the factual truth.
Okay, yeah. Well, sometimes there's little stories that we tell.
Yeah. And then sometimes you say the truth, like you took your hammer and killed that guy.
I noticed this goblin approach.
Sometimes we just don't even tell people.
Why?
I'm gonna let that conversation go on and then just.
Who is that just ran past?
I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
goblin limping its way down here, and it sees Darren on the bridge, changes directions, and continues down here, but it notices Darren kind of hanging off the bridge. He goes, ah! It's just stopping there. You notice its ankle was broken and the bone is exposed. It's definitely the one that you guys had captured earlier.
Friend, you got a name, friend?
I don't
I
know.
asked the goblin.
Kind of breathing heavily.
Bigfoot!
Yeah. Bigfoot.
And you notice it does have one rather engorged foot. It's the one that's not broken.
I'll get that fixed up later. Can I actually roll medicine to see if I can patch him up right now?
Yeah, good. Because you guys aren't in combat or anything, so you guys are all just like actively RP. The other drow is unconscious and like next to Beacon, like this is bubbling in the water.
Yep,
That's
that's
gonna
9.
fix that up.
I'm just gonna like, yep.
I
that's
think
broken.
Athena wanted me to help build that dog a robot leg. So that's what I'm on my way to do.
Oh, okay. We should we check the other halls so no one sneaks up on us? Does anybody want this drow?
I'm not really attached.
I'm
What's
full.
a drow?
He's
Bigfoot,
kind of unconscious.
he's a good one.
No, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, but yeah.
Isn't there anything?
You got knocked out face down in the water.
Yeah, it's just like barely at the point to where it can like get in. It's like bubbling against the water, but it's still able to, still able to get breath in.
Bask is picking him up out of
Oh.
water.
Wait. Before you do, I am gonna walk across him so I don't get wet.
All right. And you're like get back down.
And I would like to Oh, not good. Just kind of listen up that way.
Give
See
me
if
a
anything's
perception.
coming.
Or an insight or an investigation. Your choice. Ooh.
One. Do.
So as you're listening up there, you hear feet scuffling, and then you see a goblin kind of peeking around. And it looks like as it sees it as being noticed. It goes,
Don't kill me! You make not do nothing bad! You make me only here been control!
Come here, little fella. Let me see your hands.
runs away around the corner.
We've got more goblins, peoples.
There are goblin people?
Yeah.
It comes running down, and Darren, you can hear it running from behind, and it stops. And goes,
Bigfoot! Look out!
Yeah, while I'm kneeled over Bigfoot, just like, Like, I'm sure from his perspective, yeah, there's just a dude over his friend.
yeah. And then as soon as Sildar hears it, he goes, that one! That filthy goblin! You ate my toes!
You just seem mad at everybody right now.
I'm just gonna turn very slowly, like, really?
Both of them he didn't share? What a monster.
Slowly, like, putting up a shrug.
He were good!
Were they?
So, Sildar, do you want to eat his toes? Would that be better? Would that make you happy?
I want to smash his skull in. You make yells.
I give him my hammer and then I go back.
Yes.
I want
As he
Which
I want
slowly
to
starts
kill
to
my
climb
new
up here
friend's
to this
dog.
bridge.
Wait, is Sildar the one-eyed guy?
Yeah, he's the one-eyed dude right there. So he's like,
Start following him very closely.
he's got Jurgen's warhammer, and he's trying to clatter his way up to where Darren is on the bridge. And he finally makes his way up there, and Yimik is just like, trying to back up and think of a way to go, but he's got nowhere to go. He's like, yeah, that's right, Goblin. You got nowhere to run this time. As
Are
he's,
you gonna hurt him?
oh, I'm gonna do more than hurt him. I'm gonna bash his head in. Come here, Yimik, as he says. And he gets closer and he starts to run
And
across the
Athena
bridge.
just point at him and scream, "No!"
Yeah. If you want
Can I
to
roll an
try,
intimidation?
are you to get him to stop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Woo! Nat 20
what's up
and
with
a
all the
22 total.
20s?
Hot dog.
I think we
So-
rolled like 5 20s tonight.
Yeah, this is going quite a bit.
Come on.
So Sildar starts running, but he hears you yell, and he's like, stops. And he's standing there with the warhammer kind of shaking. And Yimik's like covering his face. Kind of looks
You
out.
killed my friend?
Who are you asking? Yimik?
The guy with the hammer.
Killed what friend?
I'm just gonna drop on my knees and pick up the dead drow.
The one that Jurgen killed?
Yes.
So glad
I'm
we
doing,
have the lizard who doesn't lie to save their NPC.
Are you misinterpreting?
So we can't kill him. We have to return him.
I think we should tie him up again.
He doesn't seem like a very nice man.
No, he
He's been-
killed my friend.
You don't
Why
understand.
should you
They
do
tortured
that?
me.
He's been through a lot.
And Yimik's kind of slowly starting to back away.
Bask will like put a hand on his shoulder and lift a finger like a studious. It's
Seeking vengeance is never the answer, and it will not fulfill your soul.
He's like, you don't. You can see his tears are starting to well up in his eye. You don't understand. They beat me. They took a part of me. I'll kill it. Stupid
Bask is gonna
goblin.
smack him across the face.
And he kind of like, he blinks again and he drops the hammer. And he's like, no. Damn it, no, you're right. He turns back to Eamik. You're lucky. You're lucky these adventurers are here. Because if it were up to me, I would have smashed your brains in and cooked it in a stew and fed it to your family. He says, growling through his mouth. And then he turns around abruptly and then starts walking away across the bridge. And he picks a hammer back up and brings it back to Jurgen, wherever he is. He's like, they talked me out of it.
I kind of wanted to be like, lean back out and say, hey, did you get it? Oh.
Yeah, they talked me out of it.
Sildar needs to go see the dogs.
Really?
He
Okay.
needs some like
Y'all just forgot about them dogs.
stress relief.
I'm sorry your friend died, gaming girl.
So I'm gonna ask Athena. Hey, Athena, do you want to see if we can find more friends?
Yeah.
Okay, come this way, and guys, if you want to look for things that are important, that'd be good.
I'm gonna just cry while I'm robbing this dead drow.
So everybody who's looking around or investigating this cave, go ahead and give me investigation or insight. Yeah, investigation or insight as you guys are looking around.
I was
I'm not
gonna.
sure what I had left roof room.
I was gonna tinker a robot leg for one of the dogs.
You got it. Yeah, you guys are. As you investigating in here, you don't find any other threats. Beacon. 13, 17, Athena. So far, Athena, you're the only one that finds anything on that drow that you look. You find a weird kind of piece of parchment. At first, it doesn't seem to have anything on it. But as like the light kind of shifts away in one of the turns, you notice a bioluminescent kind of spider just drawn in some kind of weird ink, and that all that seems to be on the piece of parchment there. And as you guys are looking through everything, and you were actually taking in stock for the drought, you notice that all of their cloaks seem to have a red hue to them. It seemed to be like made out of red leather or red fabric of some kind. Those are not magical, but they seem to have some kind of effect to the light.
I'm gonna take it and wear it in honor of my dead drow friend.
All the drow did have magical boots on, though. They were all the same kind of magic boots. And their weapons seem slightly magical, some of them. Yeah,
What type of weapons were there?
There was a short sword and a scimitar. Yeah, and a wand. Yeah, a wand. Yep. Short sword, a scimitar, and a wand. That Brechtel guy had a wand on him.
Don't mind if I take that wand, do you?
That's fine.
I'll take that wand.
I'm gonna just kind of stuff them under the bridge and put some rocks on them, like that's my burial.
You really seem like
You just drop a rock on him?
Yeah, I did what I could.
That's really sad.
conflict of friendship.
And as long as we're
He was gonna feed us to a dragon.
They were being nice. They wanted to share treasure. And they said they were my friends.
Did the drow have a map on him?
You could tell her that you're her friend too.
The ones that were in here did not have a map, but as you guys investigate further throughout this cavern, you would discover in Clark's area a whole host of stuff, and there would be a map of the region that has a few areas with X's on it. One of them being the town Phandalin, one of them being this area on the map, and another one being some outpost. Get the actual correct area for it.
And there's no mention of dragons on that map, right?
No, not on that map. But when you guys are searching, who was searching? I think it was Athena, that one you guys were talking to, who was bringing out the dragon.
Yeah, I'm more curious as a player.
yeah, and
I don't think Jurgen's really looking into that too much. Just want to know how bad I have to feel as a player. Like, oh no, he was actually not lying about the dragons.
Yeah, he may have not been lying about the dragons, because whoever was searching that one guy who brought up the dragons seems to have found a map that was similar to the other ones, although there was only 2 X's on it in a very different places. You guys are currently.
Yep,
I'm gonna keep the map.
Yeah, this is a Cragmaw hideout. Yeah, so that's over here. So yeah, this place, wherever this place is, these 2 places on the map that you found, Athena, and it's like a rough sketch. It almost looks like somebody did like a chalk press kind of tracing of it, and then put their own little markers on it. The one that the others found was more detailed. It looked like it was like drawn by somebody who was into cartography. And you could clearly make out the landmarkers of like Phandalin and Icespire Peak, as well as the Neverwinter Wood here, in between Neverwinter Wood and the Sword Mountain. It's pretty much it's a very, very detailed description. And there's an X4 where Phandalin is, a place just to the east. And then your location, which would be northwest of Phandalin in the Triboar Trail, just off of the high road. And then the third area would actually be somewhere just off of Triboar Trail, beyond Phandalin, but in Neverwinter Wood is where you're getting your that X mark. And I don't think that there's any initial landmarks that anybody would think about there. It's just ruins in wood, from your guys' understanding.
Can I, like, try to pick up this goblin and just hug it?
Which one?
This one that I rescued.
Yeah, Yemek looks like it is very bothered.
Is that the one that I was punching?
No, the one that you were punching is Bigfoot. It's the one down here. That's by Darren. Yeah, Darren is attempting to like mend its foot to little success, although he seems to have staunched the bleeding at the least. Yemek is unharmed currently, and was scared around the corner by Beacon, who was traveling up here. Up here, Beacon, by the way, you just find like living places and light, like personal items, nothing too fancy of note. Mostly just useless rubbish. I don't know if you guys have any kind of identifying stuff, so I'll just have to write down what items you guys found until you guys can identify it. Unless you guys have actively.
I have it, but it's not prepared, so I don't think I can ritual cast it.
Okay. So, again, you guys
I
have
also don't have a pearl.
And I don't know if you guys are going to take a rest, but this place would probably make a decent hideout or camp out ground at the very least. We already have a fire kind of going in there.
One
so
thing
you guys-
one thing I'd like to do is, I remember you saying something about one of the wolf's legs being like really messed up. Can I take like one of the goblin short swords and try to like do tinker tools to give the wolf like a sword leg?
Yeah. We'll need a tinker check from you with your tinker tools.
Okay, and that's intelligence, right?
I believe so.
Question: how long is the rest gonna be? Like, are we gonna have time for a long
Does
rest?
anybody want to help with that?
You could. It's just
I'll help you.
I usually don't like to give out too much information with rests, but given the circumstance here, you feel like it would likely be pretty safe from anything, unless it's something that was pertaining to these people come back. So you probably wouldn't want to stay more than a night, but overnight you'd probably be safe. So you'd probably be able to get a full long rest here.
Well, I just asked the party, hey, we should probably spend the night here and, catch our breath.
So
at the very least, it's a very defensible place.
Are you sure it's kind of corpsey?
I mean,
that's kind of my fault, though.
You did
I'm gonna
kill a lot
just
of
hack
people.
this goblin.
Why did you do that? Were they bad guys?
So
yeah, I mean they ate that guy's toes.
Wait a minute.
Kind of
Is
our
this
boss.
Is this guy alive?
He is alive. He's just unconscious, and Sildar is kind of like watching him after giving Jurgen back his warhammer. And as you come near Athena, and you're looking at the dead goblin that's kind of like trapped around the unconscious Drow's feet, just past Beacon. Sildar is like, I never got a chance to thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming to my rescue. I didn't think anyone would. Next step is getting Gundren.
So can we huddle up for a moment, group?
Assumed that's what we were doing.
Okay, so Beacon's gonna say, okay, kind of had me worried for a minute there. I think, we were really kind of all scattered around. So I just wanted to mention, kind of thinking we shouldn't kill the weak and innocent things like the dogs. I know it wasn't any of you, but it's awfully hard for me to make heroic stories about you when you're just slaughtering innocent things. So that gets me to my number one rule. Try to keep me alive. I'm small, and I will tell fantastic stories about you and make you into fantastic heroes.
Jurgen's eyes go wide.
I need
tell
to
tell stories about.
Yes.
And he looks like really sheepish and he's like, and then I just gotta.
So, number one, keep me alive. Got a lot of things I have to do. And number two, let's try to stick together. We kind of went all off in our own little way, and we really got into a little bit of bind. But hey, you guys really pulled together, and you did fantastic. You deserve some credit. So we need some people to watch this opening so the others can rest.
I can do it.
Atta girl.
Since I feel like we're gonna go to sleep soon, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on Bigfoot. See if that fixes his feet.
Yeah, so as you're casting it, it takes a little bit for it to start to take hold, but you do see the mend start to take effect. That's enough to give it full, honestly. So you do see it start to mend. It's not your greatest effort. It's like seems kind of hard, and it's resisting it a little bit. And it's probably because of the intensity of the fracture itself. But you are able to force it with kind of like a loud and a jutting movement where the goblin starts to cry out. It's like and it notices it actually feels much better.
It's like, thank you, human.
So let's get our new friends together with us so we can, keep an eye on them. And somebody want to tie up the water drow and maybe put something in his mouth so he can't be like casting spells?
The water drow.
I'll do it.
Sildar says, "I'll watch this drow.
I
If
have
it
rope.
moves, I'll kill it."
Okay, buddy. Okay, try to dial it down a little. I know you've been through a lot, but go pet the dog. Dogs
Yeah,
need pets too.
I'm just gonna ask Bigfoot, like, hey, can you watch the entrance of the cave?
You can count on Bigfoot. Bigfoot can do lots.
Thanks, buddy.
So the
I'm gonna go
goblin
take a nap.
and Athena are watching the entrance.
Not sure that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
All right. All
I
right.
love this idea. I trust this little goblin.
Okay. Are you gonna be the next watch then?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. As long as I get a nap.
Go get your nap.
Yay.
Drag the water drow out of the water.
Yeah.
Just enough for me to like sit on him.
I'm gonna go over here and start setting up camp. Because there's already campfire here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You guys should be pretty set. So, in the unlikely event that you guys do have combat, or do see something, yeah, we would be best to get to your order. So I know I got Athena and the Goblin for the first one, and then who is setting up the second watch?
I need to work on infusions.
Okay.
So,
Nothing important. I
does
just don't
anybody
have-
want a +1 to their weapon?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And could I do that to monk fists? I don't know.
If she was wearing fist weapons, yes, but her
Yeah,
fist
you could-
itself, no.
You could do it in theory to hand wraps. I have seen it done that way. So you'd have to get like some kind of hand wraps or something. You could enchant it that way to kind of get that effect, but not their fists directly, unless they have like claws. You could enchant their claws because they're natural weapons.
Because out of everybody, I think Athena hits people with the same thing the most.
Yeah, she pretty much just bats with her paws so far. She seems to be pretty consistent though. So I got Athena and the Goblin for the first one. Who said they were taking the second?
I said Beacon can get number 2.
I can watch with them if that's fine.
Okay, so Beacon.
Was Jurgen's starting to feel pretty bad about just
Killing with reckless abandon?
yeah.
The Jurgen's gonna go with Beacon.
He seemed like he was gonna be a really big problem and maybe stab her in the back.
Wait.
Like, this is
Wait, am I gonna have to watch with the gnome? The gnome bugbear?
Oh, I'll
he
turn
was-
back to my normal self.
Yeah, but still, there's a gnome and a bugbear in there.
You'll
Somewhere.
be watching with me.
maybe you can work some stuff out.
Oh, this is like my worst nightmare.
By the way, I'm not a gnome.
There's a gnome
Turning
there.
into a gnome.
No, I saw it. Yeah, that means you're a tricksy gnome.
No, it's called I'm a shapeshifter.
Sure, that's just what a tricksy gnome would say.
I turn into a kobold.
Oh, that's
no.
right. Oh,
Wow, gnomes are tricky.
they are. Just can't trust them. You see what I say? You just can't trust gnomes.
Athena's just gonna clap.
I mean, have you tried mushroom wine? It's pretty great.
Going to then turn into Athena. Yeah, it's a neat trick. Do its back.
So we're actually going to close here. I think this is a great spot to end it. You guys did awesome. With the way that you guys handled this, I'm actually going to go ahead and award you guys level 3 because with
Oh, shit.
everything that you guys pulled off in here, yeah, that's pretty banana. And I really like some of the roundabout ways and the way that you guys really did that. So I think you guys kind of deserve it. Going forward, though, know that this is kind of like a weird milestone point. Going forward, it will be probably every other episode or so.
A lot of the groups I've been have rushed to level 3 and then just hung out there for a while.
I'm not a big fan of hanging out there. It'd probably just be every other session, depending on how you do stuff. Because I do, like this. Technically, it's supposed to like just get you on the cusp of level 3, the way it's written. But with the way that you guys handled everything, I really liked Jurgen's like improv, taking out Clark with the grease bomb, and just the way you guys handled everything was just beautifully done. I loved it. I think you guys deserve it. So we'll go to 3. Just a warning that it will be a little bit slower going forward until we get to level 5, and then things will slow down a lot more, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I am not above taking you guys to level 20 and beyond. I love higher level gameplay. So some of my favorite.
Woo! 2nd level spells.
I just want to check and make sure that it's okay that I just took out that guy.
I'm cool with it.
Like just an out of character check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
cool with
good.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't like. There's nothing there.
Normally when I do something that reckless, I'd like to do a little bit more of a heads up of like, all right, I'm gonna swing at him.
Let it be known that he likely would have stabbed Athena in the back because he's a fucking drow. Like,
Absolutely.
He was obviously up to some shit. Like, none of that was good.
Yeah, but long rest or short
If I
rest,
was
what
there
we did
during that
here.
interaction,
Yeah, my thinking was,
I would have been like, this dude is shady as shit. I should know. I'm a shady motherfucker.
for me, it was Jurgen's just this old man. He's like, I think I know what's going on here. Let's just.
You could see right through his shit talking. Yeah, I could see you just like, this motherfucker is just selling us freaking bullshit. So that's how I kind of interpreted Jurgen's perspective there. Yeah, I love it.
I'm like, there's no way he's getting out of here alive. Let's just do it in a somewhat funny way.
Oh, you did beautifully. Like, mwah. There you go.
We are getting
Yep,
long
but I
rest,
didn't
correct?
know.
I do get everything back, right? Just making sure.
Also, with my infusions, I don't really want to use like a lot of them myself.
So, resting, I do a little bit different. I only do the health weird. So, when you rest, you get your hit die back or whatever. You spend your hit die. This only really comes into super big play later, way later on, but it can. You roll your hit die to get your health back on a short rest, and then on your long rest, you roll them again, but you get everything back after you spend it. And you can immediately spend the hit die that you earned on a long rest right after. So I do it kind of like that because it makes it to where you may not, fully perk up after a long rest.
And we don't get HP back after, or like on a level up.
Yeah, you don't just like.
So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get 22 health to get to full. Right?
Yeah.
Before we long rest, I do still have my channel divinity. I could give you 10 back.
So
let me
how it would work
check
with this, where we are, you would get your 2 hit die.
I think Athena needs the health more than me.
You get your 2 hit die that you had from your level 2. You roll those, and then you would get your 3 back from your long rest, and you could immediately spend those as well.
Yeah,
So
I think
what you're saying
Athena
is
is about to fall over.
Yeah, so what you're saying is with long rest, you spend whatever hit die you have left, and then you get them all back after.
Yeah, and then you can spend whatever you need to go forward. That way, it kind of makes long rests and rests. And I found that it really kind of balances things out and makes rests a little bit more balanced as far as the way I do things. So sometimes that really sucks. Beacon, unfortunately, got a 2 there with one of them. God, Dina, you took all the greens.
I'm sorry.
I needed them.
Yeah, she did.
Down 7.
Alright, so I'm probably gonna head out for the night. This was fun. Later, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining. You guys are awesome, just in case anybody else is leaving. Thank you again, Fortune. Have a wonderful rest of your week. and I'll see you guys next week.
Well, thank you.
See you next week. Y'all are great.
This was fun as shit. It's gonna be interesting to see where you guys take us next.